All right, welcome to homecoming here at St. Andrews. It is the annual tradition, the vaunted UCC Blues making the trip in from Toronto to take on St. Andrews. And this game always one of the greatest games you will see in the CISAA. Two of the best programs out there. It's going to be fabulous. This year we're here with Sean Millette. Captain's going to take the field right now, and we'll have our ceremonial coin flip. Sean, what are you expecting today? I mean, we know that both these two teams generally meet in the championship game. These are the two, this is the standard, you know, UCC, St. Andrews, two best teams. What do you think?
Well, listen, the last time these two teams met was in the CISAA finals last year, so long history between the two. I'm expecting a big offensive showing. We saw last week SAC put up 53 points, and they got a brand new offense with Dylan Tabone at quarterback. He's a dual threat player, and I'm looking to see some fireworks today.
Well, you mentioned the amount of points they scored last week. Of course, St. Andrews off to a great start this year, 3-0. They've beaten a couple of top 10 teams, one from London, CCH, and of course Huron Heights as well. So far so good for Coach Len Gur and his Saints. He spends all offseason recruiting, making sure that this is, as I mentioned, the standard. And once again, the Saints look like they're ready to roll, and they're going to be tested here at homecoming.
That's for sure. The crowd, obviously big, and definitely fired up because it is a lot nicer, as we earlier mentioned, than last year.
Yeah.
And I would say probably double the size of the crowd in attendance.
Yeah, you know, we've dealt with a bit of a heat wave here in the GTA and Aurora area over the last few weeks. It's not quite 30 degrees, but 16 degrees, perfect conditions for football. Not too windy, not too hot, so really no excuses. I expect the best out of both these two teams today.
Yeah, maybe a nice mix of ground and pass. Normally in bad conditions, you'll rely on the run, but here I think, especially with Dylan Tabone, as I earlier mentioned, he can throw and he can run, so let's look to exploit the UCC defense.
I look forward to watching Dylan Tabone. My first opportunity to watch the kid. Obviously, you mentioned new quarterback from Moncton. Comes here and he's played extremely well for 3 weeks. So Tabone's going to lead the Saints, and UCC, most teams come here and really, let's be honest, the game's over before it starts because most teams don't have the ability to compete with the Saints. This is the one team that does. They come here every year, and it doesn't matter where they play, whether it's UCC in Toronto or here in Aurora at St. Andrews. UCC, they're not intimidated by St. Andrews.
That's true, but let me tell you something. They don't want to come here. They want to make sure that this is the last time they get to come here this year. So they want to win, obviously, today so that, you know, looking forward to the finals, maybe a rematch. They don't want to come back here. They want home field advantage, and obviously so does St. Andrews.
Absolutely. No, it's a couple of teams that are used to winning, and they're going to go head-to-head, and unfortunately, as usually the case, one team has to lose, but you know, a lot of these games I've done over homecoming have come down to the fourth quarter. They've come down to the final possession. I personally expect probably the same type of game. I think that UCC is the one team that can play with St. Andrews, and I think that, the key for St. Andrews, penalties, got to keep those to a minimum. Turnovers, obviously, can't turn the ball over. Can't give UCC short fields. So play no mistake football. You know, don't shoot yourself in the foot. And if the Saints do that, they got a great chance to win again today and improve to 4-0.
And if you remember last year, they got off to a tough start early on, and you know this year, let's use the crowd today.
Yep.
SAC needs it, so as you mentioned, no mistakes early on, and a really opening drive. They're going to be on defense, but maybe a big stop and turn that over.
All right, so the Saints are going to kick off here from their own 45-yard line as homecoming here at St. Andrews is about to begin. Get ready for some great football action here. It doesn't get much better than the Saints and the Blues homecoming. Beautiful day at St. Andrews as the Saints prepare to kick off and start 2017 homecoming. Kick is away, and it's a good one. Blues fielded at their own 5. Decent return, but a nice tackle at the 20. So the Blues are going to start from their own 20-yard line here. And I believe Alex Munoz will be the quarterback. I was watching him warming up in the pregame. He looked pretty good, and we will see who starts for UCC.
Number 81, Dennis Cavan.
Cavan returned it to about the 20-yard line, and that's where
First
the
down
Blues
UCC on the 20-yard
will begin.
line.
And it is Alex Munoz who will be under center for UCC as they look to be a team that is very tough to beat, especially on their home field.
Yeah.
We'll see what Munoz has to offer. As I mentioned, I watched him in the pregame, threw the ball very well, which you would expect. He's lined up in shotgun here on 1st and 10. They are going to run the ball on 1st down, and a decent carry, looks like 3 or 4 yards on 1st down for the Blues.
Yeah, and for UCC, that's what you want to do. You want to start short, no pressure on the receivers to make a catch early on, maybe just get a couple yards and execute on 2nd down.
Rashid Tucker on the carry.
UCC toss number 28, Rashid Tucker. Gain of 3 yards. 2nd down and 7.
All right, so 2nd down. Generally in this situation, you would expect a pass. We'll see what Munoz has to offer. 2nd and 7 here for the Blues on their opening possession. It is a pass. Munoz back to throw, and it's a good one, and it's going to be a 1st down. So they got the necessary yardage, some good yards after the catch there for UCC.
I like that play. The right side clears out, and a little draw pass into the halfback opens it up nicely.
So 1st down, UCC Blues.
To number 28, Rashid Tucker.
Tucker,
1st down.
the
UCC.
running back, in on both plays there on the on 1st and 2nd down. So judging by what we've seen early, I would expect Tucker's going to be probably the workhorse for this UCC offense.
Looks that way. 3 in the backfield, 4 on the left side lining up right now.
Tucker again with the carry. This time doesn't get much. So nice job of the Saints defense.
Now that play call looked like it was going to be a pass, and they switched it up right down the middle again, going to Tucker. He's going to be someone to watch for all day today.
28, Rashid Tucker.
Well, the one thing I'll say about
Lots of
UCC,
one,
watching a lot of their
2nd down and
games,
long.
they generally have 2 or 3 playmakers on offense. So from the early going, you would have to expect Tucker is going to be that that guy that has his number called a lot. Expect to see a lot of 28 in white.
This is a big play coming up here. They got a nice stop on the 1st down.
That's right. 2nd and 11. So Saints defense, see what they can do here. If they can defend the pass, because that is what Munoz is going to do. Oh, just about got him. Munoz on the run. Nice play. Saints do get that stop that they needed here on the first drive by UCC. So that brings up 3rd down and a punting situation for UCC.
Well, we saw a little preview of what's to come maybe from number 9, our quarterback on UCC with a little hesitation play there. So he's got the wheels. He can comfortably run out into the flats. And as I say, with the big stop there, but
well, that's a victory though obviously for the Saints defense. Give up 1 1st down, still make UCC punt at their own 33-yard line. So in a game of field position, nice job there by the Saints to only give up the 1 1st down, and they'll get the ball back here. Not a great kick, but takes a decent bounce for UCC. Not much of a return out to the 44-yard line, which is where the Saints will begin. And as you mentioned, we look forward to watching Dylan Tabone and see what he can do with the Saints offense.
Yeah, and that was Audrey Simmons on the return. They kind of bounced it into him. I don't know if that was a mistake or on purpose, because he's dangerous. Almost over 200 yards last week. And they're going to run him just about anywhere they can on the punt return, behind the snap. You'll see a lot of him today.
You want the ball in Simmons' hands, no doubt about that. As the Saints get ready to take over on offense for the first time today, their first possession of the day, and we see Tabone lined up in the shotgun. And the first play is a handoff. And as you mentioned, a lot of Simmons. Well, Simmons, there you go. He runs the ball on 1st down for the Saints.
Right up the middle, and similar to what UCC did, just get the ball running early. A nice pickup on 1st down. Look for a pass here. Maybe display up to Bone's arm.
Number 4, Audrey Simmons with the carry. Gain of 4 yards. Saints, 2nd down.
Always a bit of a feeling out process when these two teams play, right? First meeting of the year, 2 teams expected to be in that championship game, so they got to see what they've got, and let's see what Tabone has here on 2nd down. Going deep and almost oh, wow. The ball was deflected and then intercepted. Now, I think the Saints want a flag for pass interference. There is no flag, so the interception is going to stand. It was a tip drill and a great play by Joseph Kamai, who intercepted the ball after it was tipped initially.
And of course, he was down by contact. Once you're on the ground, here the rules are. You cannot get up like the CFL and the NFL. But yeah, that was an interesting play. It was a kind of a bang-bang play. It looked like there could have been maybe a call.
I thought there was contact on LeBriere, but it wasn't called, right?
Yeah,
There's
hey,
nothing that you can do.
I like the play call though. Aggressive, going up the middle, going for 20 yards early on in the game.
Yeah, LeBriere, of course, stud. He's played, a couple time on Team Canada, and just the ball was a little out of his reach. So it's now UCC again on offense. And that ball's on the ground. See if the Saints got it. Got to wait for the call. Looks like UCC did recover, but the ball was on the ground there. Tucker put that ball on the turf, and the Saints unfortunately couldn't scoop it up.
Here we are talking about how great the conditions are. Perfect day for football, and 2 turnovers early on. Well, one almost a turnover.
That's right.
But we're looking at some messy football early on.
Well,
how good the conditions are.
Yeah, Munoz there talking to the coaching staff here. 2nd and long, so obviously a passing down, and we've seen really a lot of Tucker, and after that fumble, we'll see if what that does to him. Obviously, that's not what you want to do as a running back, put that ball on the ground. Right now, there's a timeout on the field as the Blues are facing a 2nd and 12 here, 9:38 to go in quarter number 1. No score, homecoming in Aurora, St. Andrews, and UCC. 2nd and 12 now for Munoz and the Blues. It is a pass. Munoz fires. And that pass almost intercepted. Oh, great effort there. And you know what? We've seen 3 different series now, and the defense has been the story.
Defense, or just maybe the passing's not where it should be right now. That wasn't a crisp pass. It looked to virtually no one, open to an SAC player on the ground. So maybe we'll get back to Tucker, because it seems that on the ground is the way UCC is going to go. Excellent defensive showing though so far by SAC. That's exactly what they wanted. 2 straight over and outs.
Yep. Yeah, 1 first down in 2 series for the Blues. Luke St. John almost intercepting that pass, but made a nice play breaking it up as the punt is going to go out of bounds. So the Saints will take over at their own 44, pretty much exactly where they took over their first time on offense. We'll see if Dylan Tabone can recover from an early interception.
And that was a smart play I like there by Audrey Simmons to leave that ball, because it was another short punt.
Yep.
And why make a play when you can watch it go out of bounds just like that?
Saints first down on the 41-yard line.
So the Saints take over at their 41. Dylan Tabone and St. Andrews, no score. Second offensive drive now for the Saints. 3 drives, 1 first down. That's all we've seen so far. A little play action there, and then a handoff. So a fake handoff, then another handoff, and a good run all the way almost to the 50. So that's going to set up a 2nd and short. Good play call there by the Saints.
Yeah, I like that, because it's maybe what they were expecting on the first down in the last series. We saw just the short handoff. That one is a little play action to switch to the slot back coming across. You know what, to be honest, I thought at the start of this game we might have seen a little bit of trickery, just because these teams know each other so well that, maybe first meeting of the season you want to mess up your opponent a little bit.
Absolutely. Good run by Mcclain there after the first fake handoff there to Simmons. And Tabone, again lining up in shotgun, is going to throw here. No, he's going to run. Nice play. You mentioned he's a dual threat, and Tabone picks up the first down with his legs. Nice play by Tabone.
Yeah, it looked to be like a pass play, but he saw the opening up the middle, and he knew he only needed a little bit of yards to pick up that first. That's a smart play. Way to read the defense by Dylan Tabone.
Yep, 2nd and short. Very smart play call.
Saints quarterback number 3, Dylan Tabone with the run. Saints first down.
Shotgun seems to be the formation that they're using.
Yep, both quarterbacks.
Yeah.
But, it gives you a lot of options, right? You have the running back beside you. And there, UCC, as did I, they bought the fake there that Tabone was going to be throwing, and a good run, little QB option there. Now this time he does hand off to Simmons, and Simmons has some daylight around the corner. Nice run by Simmons. And there's a flag. I thought there might be a flag for a late hit there, because there was some contact when Simmons was out of bounds. Looks like UCC is going to get flagged for that late hit.
Excellent blocking on the right side from the SAC offense. He had a ton of space, and on those, that's the most crucial blocking you need. On a toss to the outside, you want to make sure you close that corner and give your running back a chance so you don't take a loss, and that was a great run.
Yeah, and I mentioned off the top about penalties, and that's a big one for UCC, because that's going to give the Saints another first down. Fans chanting, "You can't do that." There was some late contact on Simmons there out of bounds, and once that player's out of bounds, I know it's hard because you want to make sure he's not going to gain any more yards, but you got to get away. And a couple UCC players were definitely right there, and they pick up the personal foul, 15-yard penalty.
And it wasn't even much. He didn't go down. It wasn't a hit. It was more just a tap.
Yep.
And the ref's setting a precedent early, and they're going to call that all game.
So big penalty for UCC. Sets up the Saints now at the UCC 38-yard line. And Dylan Tabone in shotgun is going to fake the handoff and run again. So Tabone on the move. This time he throws and it's picked off. Second time today Tabone's been picked off. A tough play call there. I mean, Tabone on the move, probably thought if I can run, I'll get the first down. If not, someone can get wide open and Tabone through it. And, UCC, they're ready for him.
Yeah, that's probably the toughest play you can make as a quarterback, to run out of the slot and throw it against your body. We saw Tabone there rolling out onto the left side. He's not a lefty, he's a righty. He went across his body, and really you got to get some pepper on that, or else it's going to be an easy play for the defense.
Yeah, both interceptions that Tabone has thrown the passes were intended for Labriere. They're trying to get him the ball. They know what he can do when he has the ball. Unfortunately, 2 turnovers now for the Saints early on, something that they needed to avoid.
I would imagine UCC is matching up Labriere pretty tightly.
Well, another run here by the cowbell of the Blues. That's Rashid Tucker on the carry. He's had a lot of, been involved in, I think, every offensive play that UCC's run so far. So we know what they want to do.
Yeah, and I like what I see so far. He's a good runner. You saw a couple hands get on him, and he's blowing right through. Those legs are not stopping moving. So you can understand why he's such a big threat on their offense.
So second down for the Blues, and I know that the Saints got to feel a little bit disappointed that they've had 2 drives and 2 turnovers.
On the plus side, though, it's been relatively the same for UCC. The ball really hasn't moved much from the field. It's been
this time good pressure by the Saints on Munoz, who is able to get the ball away, though. Munoz able to get the first down on a throw. Looks like that was Tucker again. Wow, this guy, we know where Munoz wants to go.
And that was a similar play to the drop pass that they get on the second down earlier, I think on their first drive. Same kind of play, a little screen, up the middle, drop pass. So we're not really seeing Munoz flex the arm too much, but it's effective plays right now.
16 yards there on the screen pass for the first down for the Blues. And for the first time today, the Blues now have the ball in St. Andrews territory as Munoz back will hand off again to number 28, Rashid Tucker. This time Tucker loses his footing, unable to get too much on that carry.
Yeah, that was a fortunate break there for SAC. He seemed to have some daylight out there. Another great blocking closing down that left side.
3 yards, second down and 7.
But just seemed to slip and lose his footing, and here we are on second down.
I don't know, this 28 on UCC, maybe like a former 28 on the greatest show on turf. Little Marshall Falk kind of player. I mean, the guy just pretty much does it all.
Marshall Falk, maybe one of my favorite running backs to ever play in the NFL. Lightning fast and can blow through the offensive line.
Well, the Saints have to, and there is a penalty. Looks like that might be delay on the Blues, so that'll put them back 5 yards and set up a second and long. So a couple costly penalties for the Blues. We saw one earlier which gave the Saints a first down. Now this one puts them in a position
with a time count violation
where they've got to convert a second and very long.
5-yard penalty. Second down.
Interesting to see if Munoz will go deep here, or maybe the same play where he just kind of dumps it off.
Screen to 28. Yeah. They seem to like that. All right, so Munoz is passing. This time it's not to Tucker. It is to the outside. He was looking for Calvin Jeffrey, but the pass is incomplete. So that sets up third down in a punting situation for the Blues.
Pass intended for number 16.
That was a tough play call going into the flats. The space was there, but it was well short of the first down marker. Even if we did catch it, he might have been stopped and just overthrow his receiver there. SAC will take this a little bit deeper in their own zone now.
Well, both teams having a hard time cracking the other team's defense. It's been
we'll chalk it up to early season miscues.
Yeah, it's been like a heavyweight fight though. You know, both teams really feeling the other team out.
Yeah, you get that sense for sure.
Yeah, you do. Points you mentioned might be a shootout. Points might be at a premium today, just based on how good the defenses look. So we'll see. Punt to Simmons now, who does return to his own 20. Oh, he's taken down by the head. That could have been called. No flag right now, but definitely a pretty hard physical hit there on Simmons. He took quite the shot.
More of a takedown. You know, it gets kind of dicey when you have the hands up near the helmet there. Of course, ref didn't see anything, but from our view, that looked like a face mask. Maybe he had it just on the front of the chest there, but nonetheless, he's a dangerous player, and UCC knows that, so they're going to take him down at all costs.
Yeah, Simmons does stay on the field. As you mentioned, he's the guy that the Saints, he's sort of, I guess, the UCC's version of Rasheed Tucker, a guy that you're going to expect a lot of offensive play calls for. So we'll see what Dylan Tabone and the Saints can do here on offense as they take over at their own 25. Tabone to throw, and he gets it out to Labriere, and Labriere does the rest. Labriere with a nice first down run and a fly. That could be a late hit on UCC after as well. They've some undisciplined play from the Blues early on.
You're right, 3 penalties so far, and listen, you mentioned that Labriere is a main target, and they were not getting him deep, so why not go short? Make sure the pass is caught, and you saw what kind of a weapon he is running. That's a first down. He ran about 10 yards after the catch.
Yeah, Labriere did it all there. He got the ball and took off, got the first down, and got the extra 15 yards. So, as I mentioned, the multi-time Team Ontario star, Lucas Labriere, a big part of what the Saints want to do today on offense. Tabone not affected by those early turnovers, which is great. That's what you want to see. And now here we go again with Audrey Simmons on a carry, close to a first down. And there's going to be a first down. Just got the 10 yards for the first down.
I like what I'm seeing from SAC early on, because here at homecoming it's easy to get caught up in the hype, and they're actually staying, you know, well, a lot more. They don't have any penalties yet, and UCC has racked up 3, so they're not getting caught up in all this momentum or any hype or anything.
It's been the 2 turnovers, obviously. If it weren't for them, the Saints might have a nice lead in this game. But you know what? You just got to keep going, and here we go. Another nice run. Ian Mcclain, we saw him earlier on that reverse make a nice run. Again here, picks up about 8 yards for the Saints on the carry.
Well, there's a good reason that they're going to that left side right up the middle. There's some big boys on the left side there. Gabe Wallace, one of them, opening up huge holes for Dre Simmons.
Yeah, the Saints offense minus the 2 turnovers have looked really good, and hopefully that's going to be a theme for the rest of the day today.
This drive is making you forget about them, isn't it?
That's right. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about them. All right, so in shotgun now. Nice run by Simmons. He's going to get the first down and a flag after. We'll see what the flag is for. I didn't spot what this one was for, but this one might be. It is. It'll be the first one against St. Andrews. Probably a hold.
Well, you can call holding on every play in there.
You can.
Right up the middle.
Running play, yep.
Didn't see overly much like a hold to us up here, but the ref saw it, and that'll be the first one against SAC on the day.
St. Andrews College.
That's a costly penalty because it takes away a first down for the Saints, and it brings up a 2nd and long, and the ball gets moved all the way back to, close to midfield. So instead of being in field goal range, now you're back at the UCC 48, and you need a big passing play here out of Dylan Tabone to put you back in a scoring position.
Well, we've seen Labriere, we've seen Simmons so far, so either one of the two or maybe something a little different.
All right, so we'll see what Dylan Tabone can do. We know he can make plays with his arms, with his legs, and he is going to throw, but he is pressured, and he's going to have to run out of the pocket. Another flag, probably another hold on St. Andrews. Great run by Dylan Tabone. Man, this kid is extremely athletic. As I mentioned, plays with his arms, plays with his legs, but this one probably coming back.
Very comfortable running to his opposite side, though. That's the 2nd time we've seen him roll out, and I'm sure it's fresh in his brain. The last time he rolled out there, because he didn't throw, he tucked that, and he took it. That would have been a first down if it wasn't for the hold.
Dylan Tabone with the run, but there's a flag on the play.
So a 2nd consecutive hold on St. Andrews, and you mentioned, when you do run the ball, you can call holding pretty much on every play, and the referees have elected to call holding on 2 straight plays now against St. Andrews.
And especially on a big run like that, there's usually a good reason as to why the outside was so wide open. And
the flag came early, too, on the run.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
Unfortunately, you had a feeling that run wasn't going to count, which is too bad because Tabone really showed something on that run. That was outstanding.
Yeah, and he almost welcomed the contact. He didn't run out of bounds early. He goes for as much as he knew he had to get the first down there. Great running.
Well, this is the 2nd and very long now for Tabone. And it's a short pass to Simmons. We'll see what Simmons can do here. Unfortunately, not a lot because of how long the second down was. Simmons did a great job getting as many yards as possible.
Yeah, he put on a tap dancing clinic in there. That was Gabe Wallace rolling out on the outside there, and he was hoping to maybe, I don't know, maybe there was a lot of UCC players. I'm sure he was going to block all 5 of them, but
Yeah.
Simmons did as good as a job as anybody to, like I said, tap dance through that crowd.
Third down and long.
Unfortunately, they were crippled on the penalties, but
Yeah, the 2 holding penalties allowed UCC to play a prevent-type defense where they weren't going to get burned deep. So, try a screen pass, try something short, and see if Simmons can make a few guys miss.
we'll see if SAC can maybe pick a corner here.
No score. 40 seconds to go in quarter number 1. 2 turnovers for the Saints, 2 holding penalties on that drive, which prevented points. And, of course, UCC haven't been able to do all that much yet on offense against a very vaunted Saints defense. So the heavyweight fight continues as points are at a premium in quarter number 1 at homecoming in St. Andrews. Ball is fielded by Chris Wong, who fumbled it, picked it up, and now Wong is picking up some yards. Wong all the way to the 33-yard line. Nice job by Chris Wong, who dropped the ball but picked it up and recovered nicely to get some yards.
Great recovery. The blocking was there. No infractions, no penalties, no blocking from behind. That was all clean.
First down on the 32-yard
And UCC
line.
relatively taking over the same spot they have their previous 3 drives. Just over their own 30.
20 seconds to go in quarter number 1. Time for maybe 1 or 2 plays here for UCC on offense. No score. Beautiful day in St. Andrews. Great crowd. The crowd waiting for something to cheer about as far as points go for the Saints. Overall, I think the Saints have played a really nice game, but 2 holding penalties and 2 interceptions. The only reason why they're not on the board. We've seen this a lot. Rasheed Tucker on first down now for the Blues. Good carry. Gets about 8 or 9 yards and will make it second and manageable for the Blues. At the end of the first quarter, no score, UCC and St. Andrews. Sean, your take from quarter number 1.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, I think this crowd is just waiting to erupt. It's slowly building up, and there's been promise. We've seen SAC exploit the defense on a couple large gains, but they've just been inopportune turnovers and penalties that have really been keeping the ball at the same place in the whole on the field the whole game.
There is a measurement there on the run. It looked like it'd be close to 10 yards. I thought it'd be a little bit short. They're going to measure right now, and wow, this is about as close as it gets. I think we're going to have second and an inch. Yeah, second and literally 1 inch for the Blues when they begin. So certainly a very manageable second down after Tucker gets almost 10 yards.
This will be a nice test to what maybe we can see their goal line defense would be like. I would expect Tucker, I know that's a long shot, but I would expect Tucker to be getting the ball, and it's going to be a punch play, right? Oh, and it's the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, so through 1 quarter, the Blues, I don't think they've actually had a play that did not involve Tucker. They had 1 incomplete pass. Other than that, Tucker's been involved in every single offensive play for the Blues so far.
Yeah, I would go total purpose yards for Tucker to outmatch just about anybody playing today.
Yeah, Tucker, Labriere, Simmons, these are the guys in CIS AA fantasy you want to have on your team.
Drafted early and often.
That's right. They get a lot of yards for these 2 teams. You know what? A pretty good first quarter, though. I think that, again, I had a feeling from what I've seen over the years with these 2 teams, this game would be a pretty close and be, come down to the end very equal, and it's exactly what we've seen.
You're right, and I'm going to be honest. I said it earlier. I thought we'd have a bit of a shootout. We've seen the first 3 games for SAC have been pretty dominant, as you mentioned earlier, beating 2 top 10 nationwide teams. And then last week putting up 53 points. So, this week it's been a big week for them, obviously. They had a game. Most of their players played against the York Regional Police.
Yep.
So that was a nice little primer. And you'd be surprised at how big some of those guys on the York Regional Police are.
I don't think I'd be too surprised, to be honest with you.
Well, they look like a full football team.
That's right. It shows you the difference, though, between these 2 teams and the other top 10 teams, right? The CCHs and the other teams, the Huron Heights that the Saints have played. I think, from talking to members of the Saints coaching staff, they know that UCC always brings a different test than
Yeah.
what all the other teams bring.
Well, the last time these two met was in the CIS AA finals,
Yep.
and this probably feels a lot like a finals game to them because they know that this is the best team they're going to face
That's
all
right.
season. And it's a shame that it's so early in the season because, if they meet again later in the playoffs or even in the finals, it'll be like a brand new matchup.
Well, the bar. This is the bar, right? This is you set your bar against the other team's best, and this is the best that the CIS AA has to offer. These two teams, and they're showing it again today. Oh, nice pressure there by the Saints. They got to Alex Munoz there on that pass, and forced a ball that could have been intercepted because obviously Munoz was unable to get that ball where he wanted to. So nice pressure there by the Saints on defense.
Not sure who that was coming in on the right side. It might have been Gacy. I think that was Liam Gracie coming in on the right side. Oh, no.
Well, it wasn't a sack, but it is second down and second and long thanks to the quarterback pressure.
Yeah, that was a great timing on the hit right as he was throwing.
Yep.
Good job by UCC quarterback, though, to get that away.
Yeah,
thankfully,
true.
not
That's
for
true.
him, for his sake, not into the arms of an SAC
Munoz
player.
could have been a lot worse. Munoz here on a short pass to someone other than Rasheed Tucker. This time it's to Ian Atuano, and nice run there by a man who's got a very tough last name to pronounce, but Ian Natuano, number 21 on the Blues.
But more of the same, right? That same screen pass up the middle. That's the bread and butter.
Yeah, that's it
Just
wasn't the
different
Tucker,
recipient.
different player.
Yeah.
Now, do me a favor. Let's not have too many passes to 21. That's not the easiest name to pronounce in the world. So
No.
I'm fine with Tucker.
Does not roll off the tongue.
No. Munoz and the Blues now at about midfield as they look for the first points of the game. Munoz is going to hand off this time. About a 3-yard gain, but there is a flag on the play again. And again, this another carry for Ian Tuono, so he seems to be giving Tucker a break here on this drive.
And for good reason,
Yeah.
because he played almost every snap on
That's
that
right.
first
That's right.
quarter. Sorry.
Yeah, Tucker's still on the field, but now 21 is getting off. Okay, I don't have to say your name for a little bit. That's a good thing.
Maybe Tucker was used as a decoy these last couple of plays because, if I'm Lenger, I'm focusing on my defense on Tucker, and we haven't seen him.
That's going to give the Blues another first down. Offside Saints.
Ref's not shy today on letting those flags fly out of the pocket. We've seen them a number of times on both teams.
So the Blues have a first down from Saints territory here. Early in the second quarter, still waiting on some points. Both defenses playing extremely well. And there's another flag. So you mentioned the flag happy ref continues. It's going to be a run here for Munoz.
Maybe recognize,
Munoz is hit hard by the Saints, but he gets right up.
there could have been even a flag there. That almost looked like a late hit. He wasn't sliding, but he was on his way down, and a couple SAC players finished him off. But
yeah. Well, you know what? Listen, as you mentioned, he wasn't sliding. So the Saints got to play to the whistle, right?
You're right.
And Munoz, just like Tabone, both quarterbacks very mobile. These guys are running. You gotta finish the play. You can't. If you hold up against one of these two quarterbacks, they can make you look pretty silly.
Yeah. And that was a free play right there.
Yes, it was. Yeah. So
Penalty
another
going
first
against
down.
SAC.
Yeah, it was offsides. So that's back-to-back offsides for the Saints defense, trying to get that early jump. Yeah, they're just jumping it. They're getting there a bit too early.
Creeping into field goal territory here.
Yeah. Munoz and the Blues have the ball in Saints territory. Back to Tucker. Another flag. So that's 3 or 4 straight plays with a flag. It sort of takes away a lot of the momentum of the football game, and hopefully the flags can. It looks like another one against St. Andrews too. So.
Frustration, I think, is starting to build a little bit on defense. We've seen a number of players.
It's 3 straight offside calls on St. Andrews.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's a substitution on the line there, but we got to refocus here for SAC. Getting closer and closer to red zone territory.
Yeah, the Saints got to clean that up. Obviously, they're trying to be aggressive on defense, and Munoz is taking advantage of it, and they do have the ball now at the Saints' 36-yard line. Do the UCC Blues. No score with 11:56 to go in quarter number 2. Munoz is going to look to throw here and does. He goes deep, and Munoz has a guy and oh my goodness, wow, so close. Dennis Kevin was open, and he dropped it. That was a play that I thought Kevin could have made.
Yeah, it hit him right in the hands. He actually had it, and it kind of squeezed out. That was a great pass by Munoz. Tight spiral going deep into the corner. Something that we haven't seen yet from Munoz, flexing the arm like that.
Yeah, Cavan
recognize the single coverage.
Cavan goes to the sidelines. I'm going to see what the reaction he gets here. A couple guys go over there to talk to him because that's a play that I think he definitely could have made.
Yeah, for sure. He's probably upset about himself. Got his hands on that one and could have brought it in.
All right, so that brings up second down for Munoz and the Blues. We do know now that he can throw, but he goes right back to 28, and another first down run for Rashid Tucker. This guy is an absolute beast for the Blues. Very, very tough to stop.
He hit that hole very hard. You saw him explode from the line of scrimmage, and he went about 10 yards past that, dragging everyone who got on him. So you got to hit him early because he's going to build up some steam.
20 yards for Tucker, and I think Tucker, he's going to get pretty close to 100 all-purpose yards in the first half.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, he is. Definitely get your hands full with this guy.
But he's a workhorse. He's playing every play, and he's driving it deep.
Tucker again with the handoff. This time, he's not going to get 20, but, man, this kid just fights. He just fights for every inch.
He is still up.
Yeah, the Saints are, boy.
That was a late penalty.
Yeah, I think that might be a late hit on the Saints. Penalties have really derailed their defense on this drive.
And that's where we're seeing the frustration start to boil over. We saw Tucker there. Like I said, he's moving those legs and he's not moving. He didn't go down until well past the play. The whistle was blown. Some SAC players got a little bit frustrated there and ripped him to the ground. Now they're all back almost on their own 10 now.
Yeah, it's going to be first down for the Blues as Munoz goes over to the coaching staff to discuss what they want to do here in the red zone.
And this will be new, some goal line offense here.
Yeah, let's see what the Saints have here with their goal line defense. They've played very well defensively. This drive, some really costly penalties, obviously.
St. Andrews called for
in fact,
unnecessary
that's going to give the Blues the ball at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, you know what? There was the big gain, but you're right. It's been all penalties that's been really hurting them. Here they are at the 1, I believe.
Yep, 1 yard line for Munoz and the Blues. First and goal. Maybe a QB keeper. Nope, get a handoff to Tucker, and Tucker is going to be stopped short, but another flag on the play.
Eric, we've seen a flag on almost every play in this series.
Yeah, and they've all been against St. Andrews, every one of them.
Yep, whether it's a late hit or some offsides.
Yep.
I don't think their head's in the right place on this drive.
There's a flag on the play.
This one looks like is going to go against UCC. So the first penalty against the Blues on this drive is going to be a hold. So that's a 10-yard penalty. So all of a sudden now, from first and goal at the 1, now you're back at the 11, an opportunity for the Saints to maybe hold them to a field goal.
Yeah, the penalties have definitely been hurting on this drive, but if you're going to look for any saving grace, that penalty just saved them from potentially a touchdown. They have it first down now, but it should be second down.
Well, no, it's first down because the 10 yards makes it first and 11 as opposed to second and 1. So Munoz going to throw here on first and goal, going end zone, and he overthrows the intended target. So Munoz has had a couple guys, and this throw was over the head of Calvin Jeffrey. Jeffrey has been an intended target of Munoz a couple times today, but haven't been able to connect just yet.
And you know what? A good reason for that is there's been a lot of pressure in the backfield. Munoz, we saw him earlier, he got smoked on his throw, and then that one, he had to get it out of the pocket really quickly because the St. Andrews defensive line was crashing in on him.
Well, that's what you want to do, right? You want to make sure you get to the quarterback. Don't give him time to stay back there and be able to pick you apart. So nice job there by the Saints. Second and goal now for Munoz, and another whistle. Timeout, UCC.
I think they're going to think about a different way to get Tucker involved.
Yeah, you see 28 heading over to the sideline right now. Say, all right, coach, what do we got here? Get the ball in my hands and let me make a play.
Please welcome to the field the official water boy of the St. Andrews College Saints, wearing number 12 for alumni Chris Merchant.
Oh.
He is Andrew Engels.
I was going to say Chris Merchant, the starting quarterback of the University of Western Mustangs, who of course starred here and went to Buffalo as well. He's had quite the career. They're going to honor him with a number 12 jersey here going onto the field.
Mustang's obviously a great football program
Yep.
here in Canada, and a lot of Saints seem to gravitate towards that program.
Well, the head coach here, Lenger, played for Western, so there is a Western tie there. I know Len knows a lot of the coaching staff there, and you mentioned, a lot of players that have played here for the Saints, currently starring for a UWO team that is always in the run for the Vanier Cup. All right, so it's going to be 2nd and goal for the Blues from the Saints 11-yard line after the timeout, and you see the coach is still talking with Alex Munoz and trying to figure out what they want to do here. And of course, every time that you see Munoz talking, you see 28 right by his side. Rasheed Tucker has been an absolute workhorse for this team and pretty much involved in everything they do, whether it's running the ball, passing the ball. We'll see what they come up with here on 2nd and goal.
You know what? I think I'm not going to predict the future, but I'm thinking a run. Pass really hasn't been looking too good here in the red zone, so I'd go with what you know and Tucker down the middle.
They got Tucker lined up behind Munoz here. Tucker now moves to the right, and Tucker does get the ball, and Tucker is going to be stopped. So there you go. Good call. They definitely wanted to get the ball in 28's hands. If you don't get the touchdown, you know you're going to get a field goal. So obviously the Blues want to avoid a turnover, not going to do anything too risky there. But Tucker, listen, we've seen Tucker break runs and go 20 yards today, right?
Yeah, and they'll throw the misdirection at you. They'll line up 3 on the left side and take it into shotgun, but they're still going to Tucker, and that's just because that's what they know, and Tucker's been, why wouldn't you go to him?
Well, this is an interesting call here. It's 3rd and goal, and the Blues are going for it.
Oh, they know the points are the premium, and that confuses me that they wouldn't go for
timeout. Yeah, that's I don't think the Saints were expecting that. I certainly wasn't.
No.
But you saw Munoz come out, and I'm thinking, unless this guy's the kicker too, they're going for this on 3rd down. And you know what? Sometimes the quarterback can kick as well. St. Andrews has had quarterbacks be their kickers, so it's not the most uncommon thing in the world here in the CISAA.
And it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world if Tucker was also their kicker, right?
That's true. Multi-purpose guys. But a timeout here, so they're going to talk about this. They did line up to go for it here. 3rd and goal from the 5.
Now this is going to be interesting for SAC defense. I think they thought they might have been off the hook with that great defensive stop on 2nd down, but they're going to have to regroup and bring it back again.
Well, we'll see if they go for it or if they kick as they come back onto the field. They had time to discuss this, and they are going to kick. So this is what I thought they would do from the 5-yard line. And
interesting that it turned out like that they were originally
they might have been trying to force St. Andrews to call a timeout. Use a timeout by coming up, lining up to go for it, forcing Coach Kerr to call the timeout, and now you go and kick your field goal, and you make St. Andrews call a timeout because they weren't ready for them going for it on 3rd down.
That's a gutsy call. You're really playing into your opponent's mind there.
So they are going to line up for the short field goal. And the kick is good, and we got points. 3-0 Blues, 8:48 to go in quarter number 2. Saints going to get the ball here, trailing for the first time on homecoming, 3-0 for UCC.
Number 13, Konrad Mahoney with
I think they'll take that. They got down, UCC got down all the way to the 1-yard line, and it could have been a lot worse. Even almost going for it.
First and goal.
A key penalty that wasn't against SAC there. And here they are only walking away down 3 points. Again, today it's been tough.
That drive was aided by a whole bunch of St. Andrews penalties. You had a late hit. You had 3 straight offsides. Some mistakes to clean up there for the Saints.
Yep, the defense has been on the field for a long time. They're going to get back over to the sidelines and probably regroup and look to cut down on some of the penalties they've been taking, get their discipline back.
Well, that's we see it all the time. Mistakes, penalties, turnovers, that's what decides these games because the two teams are so evenly matched. First down run there by Simmons, going to get about 5 yards, so the Saints going back to methodically trying to move the sticks and get those points back.
Yep, Dre Simmons, they're going to look to him early and often, as we've seen. Up the middle, he's been a reliable run so far. And they'll take 7 yards on a first down.
Yeah, it looks like they got 8. So 2nd and 2. Nice run there by Simmons, who's done a nice job running the ball today as Dylan Tabone and the Saints look to break their goose egg and get on the board here on this drive. Tabone's going to hand off to Simmons again, and Simmons is going to get the first down. And he fumbled, and the UCC Blues recovered. So
that looked to me like he might have been down there, but it doesn't. I don't see any indication from the refs. And
no, he ball came out after the first down, and of course there's no instant replay. So
Saints number 4, Audrey Simmons
that's
with the run.
that's not good. That's the turnover number
UCC
3 for
first
the
down.
Saints.
been a lot of mistakes so far, both defensively and offensively, with the penalties and with the turnovers. That was a big possession for SAC, looking to regroup and really bring their offense back. But here they are back into their own zone again, or just almost in their own zone.
Well, the bad news is this defense that was on the field for a long time comes right back onto the field.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, so Alex Munoz is going to hand off to Tucker on first down. Surprise, surprise. But the Saints are ready for it. Nice job there as Tucker unable to get any yards on first down.
Well, I hope that they're ready for it because it's all they've seen. There was a great stop. Again, the misdirection. They have players
UCC number 28.
running in and out of the play action and stuff, but it always ends up going to Tucker, and there he was, stopped right at the line of scrimmage pretty much.
All right, so second down. Saints really need to stop here. Just get this defense off the field and start again for that offense. So this is a big, big second down here for the Blues. 2nd and 10, passing situation for Munoz. Probably won't hand off the 28 here. He does not. He's going to go, and he's going to go deep, and he's got number 16 again. And, oh, boy, off his fingertips is Calvin Jeffrey. Jeffrey's been close on a couple of plays. This one off a tough catch, diving play off his hand. Jeffrey almost made a really nice grab.
Yeah, there he is, diving, laying out. That would have been a highlight reel catch down the sideline, and he had some space. I don't know what happened with the defensive coverage there. It looked like it might have been a zone, but there were two guys a little deeper. He had some space along the side, just a little bit overthrown.
Yeah, Jeffrey has got good speed. He's a guy that Munoz has been trying to connect with deep, and they've been really close on a couple of occasions. Luckily for the Saints, they don't convert, and the Saints are going to get the ball back as UCC doesn't go anywhere on this drive. They're going to have to punt, and it's a good punt.
That was a great punt.
Yeah, Saints are going to have to take the ball. Looks like at their own 5-yard line. So very good punt there by UCC. Pins St. Andrews back. They've got 105 yards to go. They're going to start at their own 5.
Wasn't a lot of pressure there on the punter. He had free range to run up even about 5 or 6 yards before he got his boot into that. Excellent punt, too. Coffin kick right into the corner.
40-yard punt.
Yeah, good 40 yards, no return, so a net gain of 40. You'll take that on a punt every time. So,
down.
10, 11-yard lines what the Saints have to start here on first down, and they got a long way to go. And I think, Dylan Tabone and this offense, they've realized that this UCC defense a little different than the other 3 defenses they've seen so far this year.
You're right, and I think they're going to look to LeBriere here down the left side. He's lining up. It looks like they might have got him on single coverage.
All right, well, let's see. LeBriere has been, as you mentioned, lined up to the left, and they are going to, good call, as they went to the left, but the pass was broken up by the Blues, and Number 10, Joseph Kamai, made a nice play there, breaking that up.
Saints number 3.
It's kind of confusing to me how comfortable Tabone is going in, rolling out to the left, especially since nothing good has come from it in the earlier possessions of this game. He's going against his body, but that seems the way that he's comfortable throwing, and I think he might have looked to try to pull out there, but the pass was open, and unfortunately a drop for SAC.
All right, so Tabone now going to line up in shotgun 2nd and 10 from his own 11-yard line here. Saints need a big play. And then now they do go to LeBriere, and LeBriere gets the first down. Nice play. Just at the first down sticks. LeBriere knew where he had to go to get that first down, and he got it.
Yeah, that was a well drawn up play. Nice cut right to the 20, just outside the 20-yard line, 22 there to pick up the first down. LeBriere looking good early on.
Yeah, that was.
Minus those first couple passes, the one where he tipped and whatnot. He's been pretty spot on.
To number 1, Lucas LeBriere. First down, Saints.
That's a big first down. Gets them out of the danger zone from their own, 10, 11-yard line. So now a little bit more room to operate here for Tabone and the Saints offense. They go back to the run. They go back to Simmons on first down, and Simmons with a nice run out to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, nice little confidence boost, maybe getting that first down. They're starting to roll a little bit right now. That was Simmons right up the middle.
Good run there by
Saints, number
Simmons.
4, Audrey Simmons with the run. 8-yard gain.
And SAC has the benefit of having some big boys there on that offensive line. They're grading some huge holes, and I would look to see Simmons run a lot for the rest of the game.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Simmons and Tucker, these are the guys you want starting for you in your fantasy drafts on your teams this week, because these guys are going to maybe get 20 to 25 carries. We know what both offenses want to do. This time we're going to see Tabone keep, and Tabone looking for a first down run, and that ball came out, but it looks like recovered again by Tabone, and really, really close to a first down, but I don't know if he got there.
And that time we got to see Tabone display the legs there, and he runs like a running back. You saw him welcome the contact there. He dropped the shoulder.
Number 3, Dylan
UCC
Tabone
has a very
run.
disciplined defense, though, of course. You got 2 guys on the ball, 1 hit, 1 rip, and they got the ball out. Luckily for Tabone, he was able to recover.
Yeah, they do a nice job, UCC, at going for the strip. Defensively, that's what you're taught, right? Like, make your tackle, and then once you've got the guy wrapped up, you try and get that ball out. And we've seen UCC be very successful with that type of hit on defense.
And you can tell that they're looking for it.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Just shy of the first down.
It's a coaching
Saints,
tactic,
30
right?
inches.
It's something you want all your defenders doing, because in a game like this how crucial those turnovers are.
Especially when you have a quarterback tucking it. He's
Yeah.
not used to doing that. That's not his position, so maybe he'll hold it a little loosely, look for that rip.
Eric Cohen and Sean Millette here on Saints Homecoming. It's been a defensive struggle for both teams. 3-0 Blues, 4 minutes to go. Saints with the ball. They got the ball at their own 31-yard line looking for points here. And the Saints offense trying to find that big play. Look like some movement there, but no flag. Simmons does pick up the first down there on 3rd down. So big run there by Simmons. That's
Saints number 4,
it's a gutsy
Audrey
call.
Simmons.
You're going for it in your own side of the field on 3rd down. But Simmons will get you those tough yards, and he gets them there.
It seems like a risky play early on, but it almost seems like a life or death type play, just the way the offense have been running this game. You really needed that first down. It would have sucked the air to them to go for the punt when it was only inches, and you're right. Simmons so reliable up the middle.
Yeah, so Simmons gets a crucial first down there for the Saints. Tabone back in shotgun, looking to throw. Oh boy, that was in and out of the hands of Joseph Kamai again. If he catches that ball, he goes to the house, and it's 10-0 Blues.
Yeah, that's a pick six written all over it. I'm not sure what Tabone was seeing. Maybe there was some, maybe his own O-lineman or maybe a D-line was in the way, but that was right on the numbers there for number 10 on the Blues.
I think the couple balls that Kamai could have picked off today. He's been. You
can tell he was
right
frustrated.
there.
Yeah,
he's been right there. Yeah. Well,
was that Lebriere the target again?
Yeah, it was intended for Lebriere. It looks like they got Kamai on him for a lot of this game. And this time we're going to see a run from Tabone. And Tabone does a nice job, again, getting out. And it's going to be another 3rd and short. It's probably a 3rd and 1. 9-yard gain there by Tabone on 2nd down.
Now, you went for the first one. Do you go here again? I mean, I feel like you have to.
Do.
Saints quarterback, number 3, Dylan Tabone with the run.
Yeah, I'd say not only do you go for it, I'd say you probably do the exact same thing. Just hand the ball to Audrey Simmons, and you expect Simmons to get a yard.
Yeah, that's just what you need. You just need a yard right now.
All right, so 3rd and 1 for the Saints. They have the ball at their own 45. 3 down territory here. Saints trying to get some points, so they're going to go for it. And my guess is they'll hand it off to Simmons, and I guess correctly, and Simmons has the first down. There you go. So you do what works. Now, earlier we saw Simmons on a first down run fumble the ball, I think on the last Saints offensive series. So you know that ball security in the mind of Simmons to make sure he's holding on to it. Don't fumble.
And I like the call of going back to him because, he's the focus of your offense. And, you're not going to run away from him just because he makes a mistake. You give him that confidence and let him keep hammering the ball. And I actually like the read at the line there. He was going to go up the middle, and he saw that it was all jammed up. Nice cut to the outside, and he's going to find that space for you.
Well, the Blues knew in the last 3rd and short they ran Simmons at the middle, so they were trying to defend that, right?
Yep.
So you got to, as a running back, you got to have that vision to see, where there is a hole. And that's going to be the 3-minute warning here. Or not. It's going to be shotgun to 2:40 to go. No 3-minute warning in the second quarter. Short pass there from Tabone. Going to get about 7 yards. Nice play there to Wells Carabin. First time we've seen Wells Carabin get his hands on the ball today.
Yeah, usually playing the tight end spot, Carabin was bowling over players there after the catch. The yards after the catch was huge there, and I think he's got to be a target that you look to for the rest of the game.
Well, Carabin's been a big part of the Saints offense for a long time. I've definitely seen some of his big games, so I know it's the first time I've said his name today. I would expect to see number 2 maybe a little more involved in the second half. All right, so Tabone and the Saints offense marching here late in quarter number 2. They hand the ball off. This time, they got the first down. So that's, again, Simmons doing what he had to do there, gets the yardage he needs for the first down, and moving the chain. Still lots of time here, 2:08. So the Saints know, get a couple first downs here, maybe take a shot at the end zone late, and try and get the lead going into the half.
Yeah, the reason, Eric, they got that first down there is that's because Simmons is he keeps moving forward.
Yep.
He was getting tackled there, and he rolled over top of the the defender there,
yep.
Because he's a train and he's keep moving.
All right, so the Saints now with a first down at the 50-yard line. Less than 2 to go. Lots of time, though, for the Saints to score and try and take the lead or at least tie the game. A screen pass. And again, Simmons will get the ball and get yards. Simmons takes it out to the 45-yard line of the Blues.
Good first down play there just to get some yards. Simmons got to be tired.
Yeah.
Running routes and taking the ball from the backfield.
And he's also taking the ball on punts, too.
Yes.
He's playing the kick return game as well. So
second down.
Yeah, get a couple drinks ready for Mr. Simmons, a couple Gatorades after this game. He's going to need them. He's definitely working hard out there, as are all the Saints and Blues. Both teams really giving it everything they got here. It's been a grudge match with $1:30 to go. Tabone to pass. Is right. The ball goes through the hands of Connor McKinney. Another possible interception for the Blues.
Yeah, that hit him right in the helmet there, actually. There's something about a free ball up there that's going right to the defender that they almost don't believe it that it's coming right to them, especially when it's so blatant that you kind of second guess yourself when you're catching them because it's not as instinctual as turning around and seeing the ball up there and trying to make a play on it.
Yeah, McKinney still got his hands on his helmet. That's a few times today the Blues have had interceptions go off their hands, off their helmets.
And that's a linebacker out there in coverage, so.
Yeah. Well, Tabone and the Saints need a big play here on third down, and they're going to have to punt. So this time they've gone for a couple third and shorts. This time the third down was too long, so they're going to have to kick and try to pin back UCC. The ball ball carrier will be tackled at 20, but look at that. Some late flags come in there. So with 1:06 to go,
UCC number 20, Chris Wong with the return.
Wong gets to the 22, but there are flags. And I mentioned earlier about quarterbacks also kicking. Well, there you go. Tabone is the punters.
I was just about to say that. Yeah. We thought maybe it might have been going for it again based on a trend earlier in this drive, going for it on third downs. I kind of like that look, though, because as a defense, you can never really be so sure that they're going to punt it when you have your starting quarterback also kicking.
That's right. So that's something I've seen a lot of the Saints over the years. Their quarterbacks also kick. I think Merchant was a kicker, but a personal foul at the end there. Another penalty on the Saints is going to help the Blues with field position here. Give them an extra 15 yards with 1:06 to go. 3-0 Blues.
UCC first down.
One last chance for the Blues to try to add to their lead. I would expect Tucker to be a big part of this series again, as he's lined up right now behind the quarterback. This play, though, is the pass picked off. There we go. Big play by the Saints as Munoz gets picked off, and the Saints with a humongous play. Luke St. John making it and taking it all the way to the 15-yard line. Luke St. John, the biggest play so far from the Saints on homecoming.
Oh, man, did this crowd need that. That is like a lightning bolt. Luke St. John right at the middle. Not only did he make the pick, but he took it. He went about 15, 20 yards thereafter. Saints are back in the red zone. Yeah, they're back in business.
Yeah, they are. That was a play I was looking for the longest time, like the Saints were going to get shut out after that punt on third down, but a huge interception by Luke St. John gives the Saints a chance to put some points on the board with 54 seconds to go in quarter number 2 here, homecoming at St. Andrews. The fans are into it now after the interception. Tabone throwing end zone. Tabone has got it. Touchdown, Saints!
What a play. Tabone that saw the house coming at him, He had 2 wide receivers wide open on the right side, and he threw up a ball that both of them probably could have brought down.
Yeah, there were 2 guys right there. What a play by Dylan Tabone. He spotted it in the end zone. And Campbell with the score. Well, what do you know? A huge turnover there by Munoz, an ill-advised throw, and it creates a touchdown with 47 seconds to go. And the Saints, they're going to have an opportunity now to go up 7-3.
15 seconds ago, I did not see this coming.
No, I don't think any of us did. But that's a huge play. You know, the interception into points. Very first play after the pick. We see Tabone take advantage, going to the end zone and making that touchdown throw. And there you go. Credit Luke St. John with that interception. That's the the catalyst for that touchdown.
I think that play there by Tabone out to Campbell there really caught the defense off guard, because you saw they brought the house. I think they were expecting maybe Simmons up the middle, first down, get some yards. But that was a completely different play and really an excellent play call by SAC.
Yeah, how a game can turn in 15 seconds. You go from being down 3-0, UCC having the ball, to an interception, and the very next play a touchdown, and just like that, momentum swings. Saints up 7-3 on their home field here, homecoming at St. Andrews.
Going back, that was an impressive run by Luke St. John to not only catch the ball but to also take it. He got some lead blockers out there, and at one point he could have even gone to the house, I think, if he had a couple more blocks.
Well, it's all right. They got to the house on the very next play, but you're right, Luke St. John, huge play by St. Andrews. They kick off now, and the Blues are going to field it at their own 25, take it out to the 32, and that's Saints' ball. The ball is loose. The Saints say they have it. I haven't seen the referee make a signal yet, but the Saints sideline all say they got the ball. And it's Saints ball, 41 seconds to go. What a turn of events in the final minute of this first half.
Yeah, and that was right in front of the Saints bench. I mean, you're already fired up over a fumble, but to see it happen right there, the boys are going, and we thought something could change in 15 seconds. I had 5 more seconds. That's 2 turnovers, and here we are back in UCC territory, and Saints have the ball with 40 seconds to go.
Talk about self-destruction, 30 seconds. The Blues go from being up 3-0 to possibly being down 14-3. If the Saints can take advantage of this with 41 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So 3 consecutive plays, interception, touchdown, fumble on the kickoff, and all in favor of the Saints, and they look to make the Blues pay as Dylan Tabone back on the field in shotgun. Tabone looking to throw. Tabone's going to throw, and Tabone, just missed his target there. Was intended for Wells Carabin, incomplete.
Yeah, just a little bit behind Carabin there. He had him on the fly route. Probably could have waited another second, but the pressure was on. I like going to the pass though, because I mean he's throwing right now, and that was a bullet. He had some.
When you got UCC on your heels too, the Blues have to sort of wonder like what has happened here in the final minute of the quarter.
I think that they might have been caught up and easing into halftime here, and here they are strapped in their own end.
Yeah, well, the Saints a chance to add to a 7-3 lead here. Second down and 10 for Tabone. He's going to throw again, and he's going to actually run, but flag. So Tabone has a first down, but looks like it's going to be holding on the Saints.
Yeah, in the backfield it looked like.
Yep, that's the exact same play that – no! The referee initially signaled that it was on UCC, but changed his mind and called it on.
For a brief second there, I thought they might have had a nice play there, but no, that's going to hurt SAC, unfortunately, for them. 30 seconds left now. We've seen 2-minute drills. How about a 30-second drill here?
Well, a costly penalty for St. Andrews. Without that penalty, they have the ball in the red zone, but legal contact on St. Andrews with 30 seconds left. So now they got some work to do from the 44, but the good news is they're up 7-3 here with 30 seconds left. So you don't want to make a mistake. You want to make sure that you try to get into field goal range here. Give yourself a chance to go up by a touchdown going into the half.
You're right. And a couple plays now we've seen from Tabone where he used his legs, unfortunately, having to come back in the result of a penalty.
All right, so Tabone here in shotgun, going to throw, and he goes to Lucas Labriere, who is tackled by 3 or 4 members of the UCC Blues. They were all over Labriere on that play.
Yeah, just a nice screen pass on the outside, cutting back in, and a breakdown of the blocking there. And again, you see UCC going for the strip there. He had to really hold on tight, Labriere on the outside.
Saints number 1, Lucas Labriere, 7-yard gain. Saints, 3rd down and long.
All right, so 3rd and long. The Saints
I think too long for a kick here.
The ball is spotted right now at their own 36. So do you take a shot at a Hail Mary here? It looks like that's what they're going to do. Hope for the best. Hope for maybe a completion or a penalty, which would extend the drive. This will be the last play, barring a penalty, for the Saints here on third down. And it will be a scramble by Tabone, and Tabone is just going to run out of bounds here. Oh! If there's a penalty, that gives them a chance for another play, but no call was made there for what could have been possibly some late contact out of bounds. But instead, we're going to the half. The Saints lead the Blues 7-3. Look forward to a great second half here. It's a beautiful day at St. Andrews. 7-3 Saints. We'll be back for the second half. Homecoming at St. Andrews. We're about ready to start half number 2 here. Saints lead it 7-3. What an interesting last minute we saw there, Sean, as the Saints got the interception, got the touchdown right afterwards, and then got another turnover right on the punt. So 3 straight negative plays for the Blues to end quarter number 2.
Yeah, fireworks. I mean, everything culminated to that last minute, it seemed, because the whole first half, it was relatively back and forth and failed drives and penalties and field goal from UCC. But here we are in an unexpected twist of events. SAC up 7-3.
I thought the Saints played a pretty good first half, obviously minus some bad penalties on one drive and minus the couple early turnovers. Defensively, I thought the Saints did a really nice job because Munoz and Tucker are 2 studs that UCC have on offense, and the Saints defended them well.
Yeah, and anytime you hold a powerhouse like UCC to only 3.5 points, job well done, especially since they had a crack at it at the goal line.
They did. They had a first and goal at the 1, you're right, and they held them to 3. Big win for the Saints defense. Blues kicking off, not a great kick. It's going to bounce, and that's going to be no yards, you'd think, but the flag doesn't come out. There's no way that the Blues were 5 yards back of that, but referee doesn't throw the flag.
Yeah, interesting. It seemed as if SAC could have picked that up a little sooner. A slight hesitation, and here they are, swarmed.
Yeah,
just past their own 20.
Yeah, well, opportunity there with a short kick, but they didn't get much on the return. So the Saints start the third quarter with the ball at their own 20. It's about the 24-yard line, actually. That's where the Saints will take over here and look for another positive drive. They ended off the end of the first half well. Look for more of the same here from Dylan Tabone and the offense. Hands off on the first play, and a nice run by Simmons. First down and more! Simmons, a huge gain on first down before stepping out of bounds into UCC territory.
What a hole on the right side. You could drive a truck through it, and SAC did because Simmons is a truck.
Yes, he is.
He took that ball, and that was a great run to the start of the second half. Something that I'm sure that they didn't draw up, but they'll definitely take.
Audrey Simmons was here and watched running backs like Jonathan Femi Cole over the years just dominate football games, and that's really the situation that Simmons is in now. He's the guy. He's got the chance to really be the focal point of this offense, especially on the ground. And there you go, another run and another Simmons run, and Simmons again, another first down. Great run, Audrey Simmons.
Wow, Simmons working that right side. That time, I think he was going up the middle. He checked back, and all of a sudden the daylight just seemed to open up on the right side, and he hits the corner really hard. Nice cut, way to ride the line, and again, 2 quick first downs from the Saints offense.
Hey, listen, Sean, I'm happy up here with you and not on the field trying to tackle this guy because Simmons very elusive, very hard to bring down, and he's got the Saints in business here on their first drive in the third quarter. All right, so Dylan Tabone, he's got that workhorse, and this time he is going to run himself. Tabone calls his own number, has about 8 yards, and you know what I like about that play? No flag.
No flag?
The last 2 times Tabone's run for really good yardage, they brought it back. And I feel terrible for a quarterback who busts their butt, makes a great run, only to have a call back on a hold. So nice to see that 8-yard run stand for Tabone.
And I think that was a running play right from the get-go.
Yep.
A little misdirection at the beginning, but he tucked that quick and went right up the middle in a nice little hole.
Channeling his inner Cam Newton on that QB keeper there. That was the designated play before, of course, Newton was told he can't run anymore. All right, now on second down, that's a first down for Simmons as he gets the necessary 2 yards, and they move the chains.
I like what I'm seeing right now out of the half. This is a game plan being executed perfectly right here by SAC. Not only are they moving quick, but they're keeping this defense on the field, and they're working them right now.
Yeah, they've moved from the 24 all the way to the UCC 26, and they haven't thrown the ball. It's been all on the ground with Tabone and Simmons, and both guys, as we've talked about a lot throughout the first half, capable of making plays with their legs. Obviously, that's what Simmons does in Tabone, a multi-talented quarterback who can do both pass and run. This time he's going to hand off, and it's not Simmons. They're going to give Simmons a break.
Oh.
What a run! What a run! That's a touchdown! What do you know? What a drive by the Saints to come out in the third quarter and just shove it down the UCC throats, all on the ground, and another touchdown. That's 2 touchdowns in about 4 minutes for the Saints.
You know, in practice, when you run those drills where you're running through tires, you're running through strings, and you're wondering, how is this going to translate to the game? That is exactly how. He was tight-stepping around everyone there, and what a run to the house there.
Ian Mcclain, I don't think the Saints, or at least the Blues, were expecting him because it's been all Simmons on the ground, but Ian Mcclain takes the handoff, and before a lot of the fans have a chance to get back to their seats, the Saints have touchdown number 2 on the day in a 13-3 lead, extra point pending, extra point good. 14-3 Saints.
Well, I think by the sound of the crowd, just on that last play, is going to get some spectators back to where they were situated earlier, because the Saints are rolling early, and they're up 13-3.
Wow. You know, I just remember thinking, with a minute left in the quarter number 2, I'm thinking, you know, I really hope the Saints can get that offense into high gear, and what do you know? 2 touchdowns. They take advantage of the turnover after Luke St. John gets that pick in the second quarter. They turn it into points immediately with a great throw by Tabone, and then here Simmons runs basically the whole field before they cap the drive with an Ian Mcclain touchdown. A great run by Mcclain too on that score.
Eric, and you said it earlier, and it stayed for the rest of the drive. There was no flags, not
Nope.
a single one.
No flags, no passing. All on the ground in a clean drive. Just, you know, no holding calls, because we've seen the Saints have taken their share of holding penalties today on these runs, especially Dylan Tabone on his couple runs that have gone for really positive yardage. They've been unfortunately called back. That time, not so much. Great drive by the Saints. Great job coming out, making the proper adjustments. I got to love what I see right now from the Saints up 14-3.
And that's something that you work on all year, coming out of the half on executing a game plan, and that's what the Saints did.
Run the ball down their throats. That's absolutely what they did on drive number 1 out here in half number 2.
And you know, when the safe play is the run play, and that play is working for you, why stray away from that? They were picking up easy 15-yard gains. And when I say easy, I mean obviously very skilled by Simmons in the backfield, but he made it look easy.
Well, Simmons had an early fumble, and that did not obviously affect the game plan. They let him continue to be the guy. Nice run back here by the Blues as, who else? Rashid Tucker on the carry, on the return, but there is a flag on the play.
So Tucker returns their punts and their kicks,
Yeah.
and then he's tasked with the workload of an entire drive.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, if you are you're Rashid Tucker, I don't know, I guess your break is at the half. So he had his 15-minute break. That's it for him. Might as well line him up at safety as well when the Blues are on defense.
And you may have just noticed right there the ref trying to catch the ball, passing the other ref, and the sun, you couldn't even see the ball. So it'll be interesting to see if the sun will play a factor, because it is directly above the field right now and beaming. So maybe that's why they're using the run, because the sun might actually be a factor.
Well, not sure what this penalty is. Referees are huddling right now to try and figure it out. Looks like it is on the Blues, so that's going to take away some of that good field position that they got on the Tucker run back. Penalty is on UCC.
Seem to be ahead of the run.
So the Blues will not start at midfield. They will start at their own 40, 35. They just keep bringing it back. Back to the 35. That's where the Blues are going to start here. Alex Munoz, you know, it's funny, they only scored 3 points, but, you know, I thought Munoz and Tucker looked really good in that first half. So
They looked dangerous in spurts.
Sure did. Munoz is going to hand the ball off to Tucker on first down. He gets about 3 yards on the play.
I think the huddle usually just is, Tucker, you good?
Yeah, that's right. All right, handoff left 28, handoff right 28, screen 28. It was like the old Fresh Prince episode, right? Give the ball to Will, pass the ball to Will.
Yep.
Will Smith, shoot the ball.
4-yard gain on the play. 2nd down and 6.
All right, 2nd and 6 here for the Blues. Munoz and Tucker. Tucker lined up behind him. Tucker's not getting the ball this time. They're going to pass it out to number 13, Konrad Mahoney, and he is going to be right around the 1st down as Mahoney on the pass.
Oh, he looked to stretch and catch the ref sleeping, but the ref's obviously good on the spot there. It's going to be a little bit short, it looks.
Yeah. They've dropped their share of passes, have the Blues.
Yep.
I don't think Mahoney's been one of the culprits, but definitely they've dropped some passes. They've dropped some interceptions too. Some balls have gone.
Yeah, catching definitely not their forefront so far.
No, this could be a very different game if the Blues had made a couple of plays that looked like they were there for them.
Yeah.
All right, so 3rd down, they're going to go for it. And Munoz, the quarterback's going to take it himself and get the 1st down.
Yeah, he drove the line there.
Yeah, Munoz very similar to Bone, very athletic, can make plays with his feet. We've seen him do that. Both these two schools understand the importance of a quarterback that can be, a dual threat, right? Be able to do both.
You know what? It keeps the defense guessing, right?
Yep.
It's another element we've seen over the last couple of years, especially in the NFL, the Wildcat offense kind of being implemented, taking over. Some teams use it, some teams don't, but it's definitely something that if you have players with those capabilities, it's pretty dangerous.
Now Munoz is going to go back to his bread and butter and toss the ball back to Tucker, but the Saints were ready for it.
4 guys in on the tackle there.
Yeah, when you toss the ball back, it gives the Saints defense a good chance to pursue and see exactly where that ball's going.
Yeah, not a good job closing on the outside there on the UCC Blues. Saints defense making quick work so far, anyway, of UCC's first offensive drive of the second half.
With the run, gain of 1 yard. 2nd down, UCC.
Yeah, it's a victory for the Saints when you can hold Tucker to 1 yard.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely dangerous. All right, so 2nd and long. Passing situation now for Munoz and the Blues. Munoz is going to throw here on 2nd down. Good pressure by the Saints. Munoz gets the pass off, but nice play by the Saints. Great coverage there as they're able to tackle number 21, the guy, I don't like pronouncing his last name. I'm going to try it again. Ian Anatuno, short of the 1st down. Nice pursuit there by the Saints.
Yeah, it was great coverage, and that's that play we've seen all game, the little dump off to the halfback. This time not their usual target there, number 21. But that's just throughout the game. The Saints obviously reading that play. They've seen it before, and they recognized it early, able to pick it up right off the snap.
Well, Mcclain, who had the touchdown run, makes the play on defense there. So there's a guy playing both ways that is making plays on both sides of the ball. Great game so far by Ian Mcclain, making 2 huge plays. UCC kicking, and Simmons back to return the kick. And Simmons has some daylight. Simmons takes the ball to his own 47-yard line. Great run back. Audrey Simmons, another man who can do it all.
A couple excellent cuts. I don't think he was touched after 20 yards from catching the ball. Unfortunately, running into his own player a little bit of a logjam up there in the middle. But I thought for a quick second, if he might have broke one tackle, he could have been gone.
Well, I know Simmons was probably thinking, man, it'd be great to take this to the house and go 90 yards. He did make a few guys miss on that run back.
Yeah.
Puts the Saints in a good position here. They have the ball at their own 47. The Saints have 2 touchdowns in their last 3 possessions. So this offense really starting to come into their own here with Dylan Tabone leading the charge here at quarterback for the Saints. Tabone looking to throw, and Tabone's got his guy but overthrows him past just over the head of Amar Patel.
You know, that's a tough catch, but I think a makeable one. I think, given the circumstances, Tabone put that one right on the money. That's where you want it, kind of outside shoulder, near the sidelines. Unfortunately, it was a little bit of a tough catch, but, I mean, you get your hands on it, you should probably bring it down.
Good route by Patel. Patel was open right in front of us here on the right sideline. I saw Patel open, but, yeah, I thought Tabone threw the ball, where his receiver can catch it up high and forcing Patel to make a tough catch there. All right, so 2nd down, they're going to go back to the ground game, and they're going to go back to Simmons. and there is a penalty, more than likely a hold on St. Andrews, but this one might get declined because it's going to be third down. So we'll see what UCC does. My guess is that they will decline this penalty and go for force the Saints to kick here on 3rd and 4.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you go for that deep pass on 1st down and they don't make it, you're kind of crippled to whatever you can do on the 2nd down. There, the penalty obviously hurting them once again.
Well, the penalty's accepted, so the Blues electing to make the Saints go for 2nd and very long. I disagree with this call here. I guess maybe their mindset was they might have gone for it on 3rd and 6, but now it's going to make it a 2nd and very long. But hey, you know, listen, if the Saints can make a big play, or if the Blues take a defensive penalty, that'll give the Saints a 1st down.
Yeah, you know what? Despite obviously the quick turnaround at the end of the 1st half, the Blues defense has been relatively good, so that's just confidence in your defense, I think, to make a play.
Well, 2nd and very long here for Tabone. Clearly a passing down. Tabone is going to throw the ball and is going to miss his target. So good decision by the Saints, or by the Blues, to decline the penalty, because now they're going to get much better field position as Tabone is incomplete.
And right there, the Blues really dropped back to cover that 1st down marker. Tabone had a couple options open on the left side, I thought. It's an unfortunate misfire. He threw it behind his receiver, but I think he did have a couple options open.
That was Patel again. So Patel with the one pass here on the sidelines that went a little high, and then that one was behind him. So he was targeted a couple times on that drive, unfortunately, for the Saints. Patel unable to make a play to get them a 1st down, but they're going to punt and play defense. You know, you got a 14-3 lead, no mistakes, limit the penalties, limit the turnovers, and it's not a very long kick. It's going to give the Blues good field position around their own 50-yard line.
Back comes out the defense, and they've got a nice little break so far in the 2nd half. They haven't had to be on the field for too long. Offense doing most of the work so far.
I thought the Blues did a nice job pressuring the punt there, so forcing the quarterback / punter to Bone to unable to get a great kick away there.
Yeah, and he's fortunate that there was no return, because that was pretty shallow.
Yep.
And it just popped right out of bounds.
All right, so the Blues take over at their own 48-yard line. 1st down for UCC. They trail 14-3, so we'll see if they get a little more aggressive here and try and throw more, but no, they're going to stick with their game plan, which is hand the ball off to 28. Rasheed Tucker on the carry. Saints were ready for it.
Yeah, they were. That middle was jammed up, and there was nowhere for Tucker to go. Even if he corrected himself, he was quickly into a black hole there.
Well, we'll see how long the Blues continue to go with their game plan of trying to get Tucker to break something, and you know, because at this situation, you know, and you're down 2 scores, 6:59 to go in quarter number 3. You might have to adapt and throw a little more. We'll see if that's what Munoz and the Blues try to do here. Here they are going to throw. Munoz on the roll is going to throw, and he's almost picked off, but he ends up completing the pass for a 1st down. Calvin Jeffrey, who's been close to on a couple other occasions but missed some balls. Calvin Jeffrey makes the catch there and gets the 1st down for the Blues.
Yep, and right there, that's unfortunate defense there for SAC. They went for the pick, tried to swat that pass, and when you go for it, if you miss it, that's tough luck, because you're way out of position, and that's a nice pickup by UCC.
1st down.
Yeah, Jeffrey has been targeted a few times. The quarterback and receiver have missed on a couple of those, but there, Jeffrey makes the catch, gets 15 yards and a Blues 1st down. They got the ball at the Saints' 40-yard line. Munoz going to hand back off to Tucker. Nice job by the Saints. They are all over it. Great pursuit by the Saints on defense. They know when they see 28, he's probably getting the ball, and they got to him quick.
That looked like it was Ryder Germain right up the middle, and he held on because, I mean, we've seen before, Tucker is a powerhouse, and he was moving, the legs kept going, but just even to hold that jersey and stop the momentum, wait for your teammates to come in and get that stop.
2nd and long here for the Saints, or for the Blues, as they're going to try to keep this drive going. They're going to need a big play on 2nd down. It's not easy to get 12 yards against this Saints defense. It's been tough sledding for Munoz in the passing game. Munoz is going to have to throw. Munoz has a guy, and he's got a big first down. Nice throw by and catch there, Munoz to Konrad Mahoney. Mahoney makes a big play for the Blues.
Well, Eric, you said earlier that maybe the Blues have to switch it up, go to someone different, and what do? Mahoney up the middle. That's a nice pass. He seemed to break through some, even maybe triple coverage. I know for sure double the safety might have been lingering, but that was a great connection, and what a pass by Munoz in the backfield.
Well, Mahoney's also been a playmaker for the Blues today. He's made some plays, and he's set up the Blues now at the Saints' 5-yard line. Under 5 to go in quarter number 3. Blues on the move, looking to cut the deficit to 4 with a touchdown here. Munoz has his favorite guy, number 28, Tucker, beside him. Hands off, and Tucker is going to get very close to the end zone, but tackled just shy of the goal line. So that's going to set up a 2nd and goal now for the Blues.
Well, this drive, Eric, we've seen so far has been a tale of the second down conversions. We've seen 2 already. UCC, big second down conversions. And here we are again.
2nd down and goal, UCC.
Just by the 2-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, 2nd and goal from the 2. I would expect another handoff to 28 here. We'll see. Tucker is behind the quarterback. Tucker gets the ball, and Tucker, nice job. I expected 28 to get the ball, and I think the Saints defense expected 28 to get the ball.
I mean, why not, right? The guy's on fire and stopped early at the line. That's the key to stopping Tucker so far. That's stopping before he gets going. Huge eat up right there by the big man on the D line.
Tucker, no yards on the play.
Looks like it's going to be another goal line hold here unless UCC elects to go for it, but
yeah, they're going to go for it here. They've got their quarterback Munoz back, and Munoz and the Blues are going to go for it. We saw them try this earlier, force the Saints to call a timeout. That time they did not go for it. This time they are going for it. Munoz, big play here, going end zone. He's got a guy wide open for a touchdown. And that is number 13, Konrad Mahoney, who made the big play earlier in this drive. Mahoney does it again for the Blues as he gets the touchdown reception. The Blues right back in this ball game, 14-9.
Yeah, and that seems to be some blown coverage there. Obviously, you're down on your own 1-yard line. You're probably playing a zone, and he snuck in right near the back of the end zone. And you know what? Some impressive poise by Munoz. He was under pressure by SAC some big time on the left side there. 2 players coming in, and he was able to hang in the pocket and fire a bullet down the middle. So,
oh, don't go anywhere, Mahoney, because now you got to kick the extra point. So their receiver is also their kicker, and he's going to try and get the Blues to within 4. Mahoney's kick is good. So that's a nice drive by Mahoney. Two catches on the drive. The big one to the 5, the touchdown catch, and then the extra point. So there you go. We got another guy doing everything for UCC.
Who's got Mahoney in fantasy? That's what I want to know.
That's right. Owning Mahoney. You want to own Mahoney right now.
UCC.
All right, so 14-10. Saints lead the Blues. We are getting late here in quarter number 3. 3:19 to go. Saints are going to get the ball after a very impressive drive by the Blues. Tucker got the ball a few times on first down, didn't get big runs. I thought the Saints did a great job with him, but Munoz really stepped it up in the passing game, made some big plays on that drive.
It seems to have gotten to the point for the UCC offense that obviously they're going to rely on Tucker to get them those yards, but it's time to start exploring new options because this SAC defense has been eating them up. Even when they went to him on the goal line there was nothing available.
No, the Saints, they knew what was coming, but the passing game really stepping it up there for the Blues. And I mentioned, that's a good kick because it's going to go over the head of the Saints player who's got to field the ball at his own goal line. Makes a nice adjustment, though. Takes it back out to the 20 with a penalty flag on the play.
That looked like a line drive home run right there. That was
an Aaron Judge special.
Yes. But an impressive return nonetheless. I mean, he touched it, so he couldn't take it out of the end zone. He had to go.
Well, Ian Mcclain, who's also made some really big plays for the Saints today, had that touchdown run earlier in the game when Simmons was driving the field, and Mcclain on their first drive ended up getting the ball and going scampering down the right sideline for that touchdown. Mcclain makes a nice play there, fielding the ball and getting it, but unfortunately for the Saints, the penalty is on them, so that's going to really put them in a hole here on their possession. They're going to have to start from their own 10-yard line as the penalty will be half the distance. And Saints have a long way to go. They're actually going to have to start at their own 6-yard line.
Yeah, well, those flags seem to be firmly in the place of the refs' pockets at the beginning of the half, but they're slowly starting to make their way out, as you would expect. Ending of the game, getting closer to the end, players getting a little bit more tired. You know, we saw a lot in the first half, but who knows what can happen here.
All right, so first down, and we're going to the air here on oh boy, first down. Big play potential there as Tabone was looking to go deep, but play was broken up very nicely by the Blues, because if Caravan makes that play, that's a big, big gain.
Yeah, that was a huge play, and also to not have any contact with the offensive player, that's just straight up man-to-man coverage, and you're taking your player to the very end.
Another flag here. We'll see what this is. It is on St. Andrews, which means that play is actually not going to count. It's going to be a repeat of the down, but they're now going to have to go back to their own 1. So another penalty against the Saints. I believe this should be still first down, even though the markers got second, but if that's accepted penalty, that should be a first down. I'm not sure why.
I'm not sure why you would accept that. I think I'd take the second down. You still got them hemmed back.
Oh, there you go. Might have been after the play, so that moves them back, and the down counts.
Oh,
so now
no.
it's a second and
I gotcha.
Second and very long from their own 1-yard line. This is a tough situation. Good run, though, to get themselves out of trouble by Audrey Simmons, but that first down is going to be too hard to get. They're going to be short, and they're going to have to punt. And
Looks
it's
like
going to
another flag.
Yeah, there's another flag on the play. We'll see if UCC, if this one's on St. Andrews, if it's accepted. It is. It's going to be another penalty on the Saints. Well, they can't go back any further. They're already at the 1-yard line, so they have to move the ball back to the half-yard line here. Undisciplined drive for the Saints. That's 3 penalties in 3 plays. We saw that earlier in the second quarter as well. That kind of stuff's going to make Glenn Gurr lose his hair. He doesn't like seeing these kind of penalties.
Yeah, penalties like holding and whatnot, you live with those. But the unnecessary roughness and the stuff that happens after the play, those are the ones that really come back to bite you, because it's just comes down to discipline. And for the Saints, they can't afford that, especially when they're in their own zone right now.
So UCC does decline that penalty because that brings up third down. So that's going to force the Saints to punt. And all of a sudden, the Saints have to punt, and the Blues will have a chance to take the lead if they can do something with what should be good field position for UCC coming up.
Well, Tabone's probably going to want to make up for his last kick. Squibbed it for maybe 20 yards, and he's a little bit further back than he was in the first one. So they're going to want to make sure that they give him some space so he can really put the boot to it.
All right, well, let's see what kind of kick the quarterback/kicker can get off here, as Dylan Tabone will be forced to punt from almost his own end zone. He's going to just give up the 2 points. So they will they'll take the field position here. They'll kick off from deeper and give the Blues 2 points there on the safety. So it's going to be a 14-12 ball game with 2:12 to go in quarter number 3.
Geez, in the first half, 2 points look like a lot. I mean, it still kind of does based on the way the score is now, but that's a big 2 points to give up, especially in such a tight game like it is right now.
Well, I guess the mindset is we'd rather get the field position, because you mentioned Tabone struggled with his last kick. So if he kicks from there, his end zone, and UCC starting, the 30-35 of St. Andrews, now they got to, because of the conceding of the safety, they got to start at their own 35. So that's a difference of about 40 to 50 yards. I guess they figure the 2 points is worth that amount of yardage back, and they're going to force, a kick from the 35 as opposed to the goal line. So some strategy from St. Andrews. It's now a 2-point game, but field position is so important. So they're electing to try to win the battle of field position here and make the Blues start from a lot further deep.
Maybe give that offense some time to readjust, come back with a different game plan, because it's not the same offense we saw that started this half.
Well, the Saints' first drive, you're right, was outstanding. It was all on the ground. They moved the ball with Simmons, with Tabone, and then they capped the touchdown off later on with Ian Mcclain, all on the ground. Here, the Saints now kicking, and they are going to force UCC to field it at their own 28 and run back to the 42. So they probably, estimated are going to gain 30 to 35 yards, you'd figure, by conceding the 2 points. You got to say, what's more important, 2 points in this type of game or that type of field position?
Yeah, and it's a little bit of faith in your defense, too. They want a big stop here to hem the UCC Blues back in their own end a bit so that they can maybe set up with some better offensive yards, a better starting point anyway for their next drive.
Well, it's a one-possession, 2-point football game with 2 minutes to go in quarter number 3. The Blues take over at their own 41-yard line, and Alex Munoz looked good on their last drive. He completed some passes to Konrad Mahoney and got the Blues right back in this ball game. We'll see what the Blues do if they go back to 28, and they do. Rashid Tucker on the carry on first down, and as you'd expect, he gets 3-4 yards and makes it a second and manageable.
Yep, that's pretty much what we've seen so far from the UCC Blues offense, and that's pounded up the middle. And, you know, that time the Saints weren't ready for it, or they were, just good blocking and hard running.
Yeah, well, we've seen the Saints make some tackles on Tucker for loss yardage situations, but that's a real tough thing to do with a running back as good as Rashid Tucker. Second down for the Blues. Munoz in the shotgun, going to throw. And he's going to complete the pass, but nice hit. Great hit. Nice pursuit there, and a big hit by Sethi to stop the first down as Ian Atatuno has to go back after getting hit pretty hard.
What a crunch. Those plays are always, you know, you're on defense and your eyes light up when you see a pass where the player looking over his shoulder to catch it, and he's got to turn around to face whatever's there, and Sethi was right there, and he made him feel it.
Big hit, Sajid Sethi there to force a third down, and the Blues are going to punt here on third down. They've gone for third down in this game, but here third and a little too much for their liking to attempt to try to go for it around midfield. They are going to fake, actually. Oh, boy, it looked like he was running, and then he kicks it, and it goes over, so Simmons can't return it. Nice play there by the kicker. Looked like he was faking as he started to run, then kicked it before he got to the line of scrimmage, so good play. Simmons isn't able to get the ball, couldn't get a return. Very smart play by the Blues special teams.
Yeah, that's the old double fake, it seemed. You know, I'm not going to tell him what to do, but it seemed like if he would have kept running, he might have even picked up the first down.
I thought he was going to run for that, but obviously he felt like he wasn't going to get the first down, so get the positive yards. And he does pin the Saints back at their own 20-yard line.
And, you know, we've seen that before in a game. The punter for UCC, he's creeped up on a couple kicks now, and if you're the offense, why not? If the defense is not going to pressure you and they're going to let you get 10 yards more on your punt, take advantage of that.
All right, so 4 seconds to go. This will be the final play of quarter number 3, and it wasn't a very good play as the ball hits the ground and is blown dead.
Not sure what happened there. It seemed like as if there was a bad snap. Yeah,
issue with the snap. It's going to bring up second down, so not a good play for the Saints. And that's how the quarter number 3 is going to end. So we head to quarter number 4 here, homecoming at St. Andrews. We got a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 14-12. The Saints lead the Blues, 2-point game. And Sean, do you remember what I said to you at the beginning of this game about how I thought this game would probably play out? It's going to come down to the end. It's going to be close going to the fourth quarter. Well, it's a 2-point game going to the fourth quarter.
And here we are.
What else is new with the Saints and the Blues?
Yeah, well, you know what? The Saints have been very opportunistic, in my opinion, for most of this game, obviously with the picks and the turnovers and getting good field position on the Blues. I mean, most of their offense was jumbled up in between the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. So here we are in the last quarter, and for the Saints' purpose, let's hope that they can continue like the way they came out of the half.
Well, we are here in quarter number 4. This is when you got to really buckle up and make your plays, and that's what Dylan Tabone's got to do now for the Saints as he goes to the air and he completes the pass to Labriere, and Lucas Labriere, we know how dangerous he can be. Labriere signaling first down. I'm not sure if he got there or not, though.
You know, that's a risky play there. Labriere, he took the contact. Great plan on all right, sorry, that was second down.
That was second down.
So he had to get it.
And he did get it. They are going to mark it. I like the spot.
To number 1,
I take that back. It was a dangerous play, but it was well worth it. He was getting wrapped up, and he stretched out for that first down. That's a heads-up play. You're aware of your situation, and way to break through that first tackle by Labriere.
Great run by Lucas Labriere. Great yards after contact. And the Saints get a much-needed first down because they got to, try to obviously increase this lead and don't let that Blues offense back on the field until you have to. Good run here.
Cut.
Simmons, that's what he does. Everything's positive from him other than that one early fumble. He's had quite the game as Audrey Simmons with another solid run for the Saints.
Yeah, Eric, you remember when you forgot about it? Because I think he did too.
On the fumble, yeah.
Yeah, on the fumble. He hasn't looked back. He's,
No.
Actually the entire offense really UCC has dropped a couple passes, but from that first series, they've really evened out the kinks, and they're looking a lot more like a well-oiled piston right now.
Well, that's what you want from your players, right? To get early mistakes out of your head and focus going forward and not focus on the negatives, and Simmons does what he has to do there. Second and one, he's going to get a first down, move the chains. If you're Audrey Simmons, you understand the situation, right? Go forward. Don't try to dance around and make too much happen because you got to make sure you get that yard. Once you get that yard and you move the chains, then you can see what else is out there. But just make sure you don't get caught in the backfield. And Simmons does a nice job making sure that all of his runs are for positive yards. First down for the Saints. Dylan Tabone. Looking to make something happen. Going to the air. He's got a guy, and he got a nice completion. Good throw there by Tabone. First down into UCC territory.
I believe that was Will McHenry on the outside there. First target of the game.
Pass is complete to number 17, Will McHenry.
Yeah, it's McHenry's first catch of the ball game. It's a big one.
Yeah, he had a nice open space. I think they read the zone defense there, curled out to the flats, and that was a great completion.
Yeah, nice throw, nice catch. Saints in business here now in UCC territory. 12 minutes to go in quarter number 4. Hand off to Simmons. This time Simmons might get caught for a loss, and he does. That's what I was talking about. Those second and ones, does a nice job not allowing that to happen. In this case, first down, he's looking to make something happen. He's trying to, find a hole. But, I'd rather see that on 1st and 10 than see that on 2nd and 1.
Yeah, you're right. He's a playmaker, and we've seen it all game, the cutbacks and the reading the defense. And that time, he just got caught in his own backfield, and he couldn't shake that first tackler. The blocks weren't there, and he got eaten up.
Well, listen, the Saints defense has pursued Rasheed Tucker very well. You know that the Blues defense wants to do the same thing to Audrey Simmons. Those are the two guys that are going to be the workhorses for both teams. Second and long now for the Saints. Tabone going to have to throw here or run, and Tabone does choose to run, and Tabone has a first down. Look at that. What a run by Dylan Tabone, making something out of nothing.
Yeah, he is really he runs like a back. He really does. The spins and the jukes. It doesn't look like a quarterback, really amplifying that dual threat athlete. Triple threat, if you want to say it. It includes the kicking.
Well, the Blues were expecting pass, obviously, as were we, and Tabone has that ability to get to the outside and make a play, and he did there. Great run by Dylan Tabone to keep this drive alive for the Saints. Handoff here, and it's not Simmons. It's going to be Dylan Henderson on the carry.
Switching it up.
Yep.
That was a couple big plays for the offense, so I think everyone needs a little bit of a breath. And
Saints, number 28.
Oh, my bad. That was Mcclain again on the carry.
Yeah, well, either way, Mcclain hasn't got a touch in a couple plays, and, he's fresh right now. So
McClain had the big touchdown earlier when they gave Simmons a break, right? So definitely we know McClain can make it happen when he's given the opportunity to run the ball. They got Simmons now lined up behind Tabone. Second down. Tabone is going to throw, and he's going to overthrow his intended receivers. That's going to bring up third down. Tabone a little high there, looking for Lucas Labriere.
Yeah, and you never want to be thankful that you overthrow a receiver, but I think in that instance, the pass just wasn't there, and if that was close on target, that could have been a pick six because he was in tight coverage.
Well, maybe that's why Tabone threw it high. Throw in a situation where only his receiver can make the play. Interesting call here. Third down. And they are going to go for it. So I guess they figure this field goal not quite makeable because they would take the 3 if they could. and go up by 5. All right, quick throw and a nice catch. It's going to depend on the spot, but Tabone does complete the pass. I think they are short. You can tell from the UCC reaction that ball didn't quite get to where you would have figured you could get more of a reaction from the Saint sidelines had they got the first down. That's the opposite sidelines from us, so we can't really see where that tackle was made. But Mcclain was hit short of the first down.
Yeah, you're right. If you got the first down on that play, you'd probably see the SAC bench light up.
That's right.
It was quite the opposite, and they knew.
All right, so a goal, not a goal line stand, but a defensive stand there from the Blues after giving up the 17-yard run to DeBone on second down. They make the play there to get the stop on third down and get the ball back. 9:12 to go. Saints up 14-12, and I guess the Saints figured, as I said earlier, that field goal was a little too long to ask for their kicker to make. So they don't kick the field goal. They give the ball up, and we go right back to Tucker. Do the Blues on first down.
And that's a big stop there by the Saints defense, because if they can somehow hold them in the series, that's a quick turnaround for the offense. That defense from the UCC side is pretty tired, I would imagine. You got to get them right back on the field, and that would work definitely to the Saints playbook.
Well, I'll say this: both teams they're giving it everything they got. You can always expect that with these two teams. They're going to battle. UCC and St. Andrews. It's the standard, and it's tough sledding out there because these two teams are both so good and so evenly matched that you can always expect that it's going to be tight in the fourth quarter. And the throw is over the head of Chris Wong, so that's going to bring up third down now for the Blues.
Pretty deep in their own zone. I would imagine it's a kick. It looks like the kicking team's coming out.
UCC pass intended to number 20, Chris Wong.
Chris Wong, very, very fast. I've seen him utilize his speed in this game. So if he gets the ball there, that's gonna be trouble. So
yeah, and that was right up the middle.
Fortunate for the Saints, that pass a little high for Chris Wong, who's got the wheels.
Now I mentioned it earlier. I'm not sure if the sun is at all a problem for the players, but it even seemed like the defensive player back there, the safety on the Saints, didn't really pick up the ball because it was a tip almost right at his feet.
All right, so the Blues punting. It's a game of field position here with a 2-point game. Good kick by the Blues. Simmons going to field the ball with his 55, and there's another flag on the play. Unfortunately, the flag probably will take away from the Simmons return.
Yeah, most times than not, you see a flag on a kick. It's usually either a holding or a hitting.
It's
from
on
behind.
the receiving team, yeah, unfortunately. In this case, because the Saints receiving it.
With the 8-yard return. Flag on the play.
Penalty is on St. Andrews, so that's going to move them back. Under 8 to go. We'll see what the Saints want to do here. You know what they want to do is take some time off this clock before scoring. So,
if only it was that easy for the Saints offense. Unfortunately, in this game, they're not really calling their own shots, calling their own numbers. They're working, and UCC is making them work.
And correction, the penalty is actually on UCC. So this is going to give the Saints really good field position. Now they're going to take over at the UCC 35. Referee just signaling now that the penalty was on UCC. So a break for the Saints as they get a great opportunity here with Simmons on first down and a nice 7-yard run, but a flag comes in, and more than likely that'll be a hold on the Saints.
Yeah, unfortunately. Something that we haven't really talked about most of the game.
Whoa, number 10, Joseph Kamai is just going at the referee there. Really upset after that play.
The flag did come after the play, so I figured that it wasn't something that happened during the play, but
Joseph Kamai just certainly did not like what happened on that play. He was going at the referee, and we'll see what this call is. It is on the Saints. I don't know why Kamai was as upset as he was, but the penalty is called against St. Andrews, which moves them back.
Interesting. It's often, maybe you can misread emotion being this high up, but it seemed as if he was frustrated with a call, but maybe he was just frustrated that it happened to him.
I guess something happened to him that he didn't like, and obviously maybe that was the unnecessary roughness call that was called there. So the referee did see it.
Yep.
Maybe Kamai thought the referee didn't, but obviously referee did spot the foul, and St. Andrews is penalized 15 yards.
What I was going to mention earlier is that although we have referenced them with their blocking on most of the runs. The offensive line for the Saints have been pretty incredible. I haven't seen much pressure come in to Ball or to Bone at all this game, and giving him ample opportunity to find his targets.
Unfortunately for the Saints, the penalty happens after the play, so that brings up second down. The down counts, and they lose 15 yards. That is a crushing penalty for St. Andrews, who had the ball at the 35 before that call. Now they lose 15 yards, and they lose the down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what is on the playbook right now drawing up. I would imagine it's deep and probably a pass.
Well, if you're the Saints, again, you got to avoid a mistake, because worst case scenario for them, they got to think, okay, if we don't get the first down, we punt, we try and pin them back, because obviously a field goal wins the game for the Blues.
Yeah, it's a unique situation because you have the lead, but it's really not by much. So you don't want to conserve it because one score and you're down, but here you are. You have to make something happen.
Referee's trying to figure out the situation. There is the unsportsmanlike conduct 15-yard penalty was called against St. Andrews after the play, which means that it is second down, it's second and long, and the ball now moved back to around midfield. So we'll see if Tabone wants to take a shot deep or play it a little more conservative and punt the ball and play a field position game.
Now, we didn't actually see what happened.
I just saw the reaction.
For the call?
I just
saw the reaction.
Yeah, I saw Kamai's reaction was livid,
yeah.
Thinking the referee didn't see what had actually happened, and the referee did call it.
But with this game getting back into the final minutes of the fourth quarter, we're seeing the emotions run really high because both teams know what's on the line. I know it's early season, but it's a big game between these two, as we've mentioned all game.
Yeah. Well, it's no different than usual with these two teams. It's going to come down to who makes the last play. The referee, again, I don't know, I'm not sure why he signaled that again, but he just signaled the penalty on St. Andrews, which he called like 3 minutes ago. All right, so second and long for the Saints. Tabone to throw. Tabone going deep, and Tabone's going to be picked off. That play had disaster written all over it as Joe Hill makes the interception for the Blues. The Blues have dropped a number of possible interceptions. That one, Joe Hill wasn't about to drop.
Yeah, you know what? Tabone has been kind of a slinger all game. He throws it out there and he puts a lot on it, and he's not afraid to put it in the tough spots. And right there, that was just a good play by UCC, reading the pass, coming over the middle, and Labriere left to sit on the ground and think about what could have been.
So the Blues, down by 2 points with 7:20 to go in quarter number 4, take over at their own 40-yard line. This game is going to be tense. It is going to be another barn burner. We know it. Handoff to number 28, Rasheed Tucker. Saints have done a nice job on him over the last few quarters.
Yeah, the adjustments made are definitely working. The middle is non-existent as it was earlier in the game.
UCC's number 28, Rasheed Tucker with the carry. 3-yard gain. Second down and 7.
It's been pretty much what UCC has done on first down throughout this ball game. Handed off to Tucker, and Tucker's made, second and 7, second and 8, but definitely puts Munoz in a position where he's got to make a play on second down. He is back to throw. He's under pressure. Munoz throws it, and Munoz's pass is complete to Tucker, but it's short of the first down. So Tucker, Tucker, who's been just everywhere today. He's been forced to make play after play. He's shaken up after that. He was hit out of bounds, and Tucker is slow to get up.
Looks like it's his right leg, maybe a cramp or an ankle or something, but he seems to be in quite a bit of pain. He actually can't get up on it.
Third down and 2.
Now, Tucker is a phenomenal athlete. He's been outstanding all game for the Blues, but he's definitely shaken up here. Helmet off, being attended to right now on the sidelines, and UCC taking a knee, hoping for the best for their star running back.
You know, it almost looks like it's a hamstring injury. He's down and not even able to move. He seems to be in a lot of pain. And, even if it is maybe something cramping or hamstring, he's been working all game. We've seen him from start to right now. He's been involved on just about every play. Yep. So it catches up to you, whether you're 18 or late in your career.
Yep. Well, the Saints are on a knee as well, so classy by them. Everybody hoping for the best here for Rasheed Tucker. We've seen what he can do on the football field, and we know the kind of player he is. You just hope for the best and hope that he's okay.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it was a big hit or anything that was malicious by any means. because it did happen out of bounds.
Yeah, I think it was a clean play. I just think it was just a situation with how Tucker came down exactly. And you just hope it's not serious. Well, 6:23 to go right now. The Saints lead the Blues 14-12. Tucker being attended to on the sidelines. And as soon as we know, obviously his status, we'll update you.
Well, we know for sure that he'll probably miss at least a play or two, depending on how serious the injury is.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, that's a huge blow to the UCC offense and something that the Saints will have to readjust to because there's going to be a different target.
They got 3 or 4 guys now looking at Tucker just to.
It's looking like it's the ankle.
Yeah. Yeah, the ankle is being attended to, and obviously you hope it's just a bruise or something pulled or something. You obviously do, you hope for the best here, but they do have the card out now. So again, Rashid Tucker, after gaining about 3 or 4 yards on second down, was hit out of bounds and hasn't been able to get up. He's now being helped up, and that's great. That's a great sign right there, as Rashid Tucker is going to head to the cart, and we hope for the best for this young man who has been a star here, homecoming for the Saints.
Yeah, I mentioned he might miss a play or two. It looks like he might be done for the game. He can't even put any weight on that foot. Whether you tape it up or ice it up, that seems to be like he'll be done for the day.
All right, well, we definitely hope for the best for Rashid Tucker. We hope to see him later on down the road when these two teams more than likely will play again, because that's what seems to happen every year, right?
You're right.
You usually can pencil these two teams in for the CISAA championship game, and we hope to see number 28 Rashid Tucker back for the Blues sooner rather than later.
Yeah, he's a dynamic player that the Blues will miss for the remainder of this game. And it'll be interesting to see who on the Blues is going to step up, take that role, because this is a big drive and actually a huge third down now.
Well, third down the Blues are lined up to kick. So third down, you don't want to take a chance here. You want to kick it away. You want to pin the Saints back.
But it's got to be in the back of the Saints' minds that this kicker might take off.
Well, he did, and that's not a very good snap. But the kick has gotten away, and the kick is going to be away from Audrey Simmons. So wow, takes a Blues bounce. Oh boy, Simmons.
Or something out of nothing.
Well, are you kidding me? Audrey Simmons had the ball at his own 4. He's got 6 guys in front of him and finds a way to still get the ball out past the 20-yard line. He's a special kid, Audrey Simmons.
From the bounce of that kick to the return, there was something weird going on there. The bounce looked like it pinned him deep, and all of a sudden it took a nice little favor for the Blues all the way back to the 10. And Simmons picks it up and just like before, tap dances around everybody.
Well, it's dangerous, man. You look in front of you, you see 6 defenders right there, and to have the guts to pick that ball up and to make a play like Simmons didn't get 18 yards on that play.
Yeah, with no momentum or anything.
Yeah,
that's special.
That is an unbelievable play by Simmons, showing us why he's one of the studs on this Saints offense.
Yeah, if I'm the Saints, I look to Simmons again. Keep him rolling.
Well, the Saints want to run the ball, run the clock, and move the chains. Very simple game plan, and they do hand the ball off to Simmons, and they hope for more of the same. Simmons gets about 2 or 3 yards there on first down.
Yeah, that was a nice little run. We've seen the pitches happening now and again. It's not my favorite play. I don't normally like the tosses because it's such a ride or die play. It either pins you back or you get a nice break along the sides, but a good gain for the first down.
All right, well, 5:16 to go. This clock can't move quick enough if you're the Saints. And they would like nothing more than to get about 5 first downs on this drive and kill this clock.
Yeah, this is a huge second down because not only do you need this to keep the drive alive, but you want to get better field position to not hem the UCC Blues in their own end.
All right, so to pass on, there you go. Nice conversion on second down as Tabone makes a great throw and a great catch by Wells Carabin. Carabin, he's that guy that, he's like the Jason Witten, Jay Novacek type of guy. You want 4 or 5 yards. You need that big play up the middle. You look at number 2, Wells Carabin.
Yeah, we haven't seen him too many times in a game, but we've seen him in big plays, and he picks up big yards, and he's consistent. He's down the middle, and
exactly.
he's a good
I've seen
target.
him over the years make that play many times for the Saints offense. So nice play there. And the Saints go back to the ground and they're going to get some positive yards. A nice run. Really, really nice run by Ian Mcclain. Every time Mcclain has the ball, he seems to make something happen.
Yeah, and even though the crowd has thinned out a little bit since the half, he gave them a reason to cheer. He dropped the shoulder there for an extra 5 yards.
I love what Mcclain brings to this offense. You see Lucas Labriere go over there and congratulate him because, as I said, I mean, like, if you can just keep getting these first downs, you can run out this clock. There's 4:17 to go. You're trying to hold on to a 2-point lead. And not only that, but, I mean, field position-wise, you know, don't give the Blues, if you get the ball, make sure they're not getting a short field. And runs like that are going to help the Saints.
And he stayed in bounds.
Yeah, exactly. Keep that. Well, the clock's going now after the whistle, but 2nd and 2, and they're going to get the first down with another positive run from Audrey Simmons. So the Simmons-Mcclain combo getting it done for the Saints on the ground.
Kind of tale of two different runners here. We got Mcclain, the smash mouth, and he'll drop the shoulder on you. And then Simmons, he's shifty, and he makes guys miss with ease. You see him juke up the middle there, and guys are just diving past him. They're so sure they're going to hit him, and he's quickly right to the left, and there he is for another first down.
That's a huge first down because you keep looking at that clock. It's like tick, 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 tick. If you're the Saints, get that clock down to zeros and walk out of here with a win. Any win over UCC is a huge win. So big drive here for the Saints. As Tabone lined up in the shotgun, going to hand the ball off to Simmons again on first down, and Simmons does what he does, gets another first down, moves the chains, keeps the clock going. Great run by Audrey Simmons.
What a run, and I mean, I know they can't pick and choose their spots. If they could, he'd go 9 yards and then another, wait till the second down and then just punch it through. But nonetheless, that's a great run. Another first down, quick turnaround. Saints are in scoring territory right now.
Well, and again, I don't even think that they're thinking about scoring. I think they're thinking first down, move that clock. Get that clock to zero and get out of here with a win. First down. They're going to hand it back off to Mcclain, and Ian Mcclain. Look at that. Ian Mcclain, ladies and gentlemen, he's going to score. Ian Mcclain, for the second time, takes it to the house. What a day for Ian Mcclain. Touchdown, Saints.
That's like a replay. We saw Mcclain do that right at the sideline here, right in front of us. And here he is, you know, making linebackers look like DBs. He's squashing them, and he's in the house. What a play by Mcclain. What a power run.
He's got to be, like, I know a number of Saints have made some huge plays, but he's my MVP today. Ian Mcclain, every time he's touched the ball, he's made something happen.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's such a tough task for the UCC Blues to have to prepare for Simmons, and then, you know, you got Mcclain Smashmouth coming right behind him. It's a double-headed dragon that the Blues are having a real tough time with.
Well, what a game. I think you're right. I think that they've, you know, figured out that they've got to defend Simmons, and then every time 28 touches the ball, both 28s, right? You have Rasheed Tucker on UCC, and now 28 here. Ian Mcclain making a huge run, his second touchdown of the game, and that is huge because the Saints go up 21-12, two-score game.
Yeah, let me just say, if you get caught flat-footed whatsoever with Mcclain running, you're pancaked. You're done.
Yeah, you know, both of McLean's touchdowns, it didn't look like he was going to have daylight when he got the ball, and he just made something happen.
Yeah, it's, again, tale of two running backs. We got Simmons, who makes the space with his moves, and Mcclain, who just, you know, he sees the lane through people.
Well, the Saints have run the ball so well today, and you know, it was tough sledding for Tabone in the passing game at times. So when your quarterback can rely on having two running backs like that do what they have done, that's incredible. What a job of the Saints on the ground. We saw their first touchdown in the second half. You know, the entire field was moved on the ground, and there again, everything done on the ground with Simmons and Mcclain, and good on the Saints, who now have a good opportunity to walk out of here with a win on homecoming, up 21-12 with 2:27 to go in quarter number 4.
Now, if we see the Blues offense come back out, we'll probably see a different tale, and that's going to be pass, because they got to move up the field quickly.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously their running back as well hurt, Rasheed Tucker, so it'll have to be on Munoz in the passing game when the Saints take the field on defense and defend UCC, which will happen right now as the Blues will start from their own 40-yard line.
Good return there, and that's what they needed, just
UCC
to
number 20,
get out of their own
Chris
zone,
Wall with the
and
return.
they're going to not
UCC first
have
down
their
on the
weapon,
40-yard
as in
line.
Tucker was injured, as you just mentioned. So it's going to be interesting to see what they use in terms of a passing option to burn this defense, because they got to make up some yards quick with just 2 minutes going, 2 minutes 20 left in the fourth.
Yeah, Munoz, just like Tabone, has shown the ability to make plays with his legs, but here it's going to have to be through the air because they need a quick strike. They really need a touchdown, an onside kick to have a chance to win this football game. So here we go, 2:19 to go. Saints up 21-12, fourth quarter. Beautiful day. The weather has held up really nicely here at homecoming, and a deep pass on first down. Coming back to the ball is number 13, Konrad Mahoney. Mahoney made a big play earlier today, but unable to get that. The ball does hit the ground, but Mahoney has demonstrated the ability to make big plays for this UCC offense.
Yeah, that's no surprise for me who they look to. And Mahoney, as you mentioned, big plays, and we don't have the benefit and luxury of instant replay, but as you can tell, the refs are on it. That one looked like it could have been a catch, but you heard the sound of the ball hitting the ground. Good job for Mahoney to try to sell it at least.
Earlier in this game, Mahoney made that big play down the sidelines and the right sidelines and the touchdown grab. So you know that they're going to look for him in the passing game. They are going to hand it off here on 2nd and 10. I don't think the Saints were expecting that. I certainly wasn't. As Ian Tuono with the carry. He is the backup running back. He's been giving Tucker a break when Tucker was healthy and on the field for the Blues.
And you know, when he's been in a game, he really is. He's been a nice, refreshing running option for them. He obviously doesn't carry the same workload as Tucker, but he's definitely been effective for when he's been used.
Yeah, no, Antoine definitely has wheels. We've seen his quickness demonstrated. He is the guy behind the quarterback right now on a really third in the game here for the Blues. They got to convert this or it's ball game. Oh, they've got a wide open player, but unfortunately for Calvin Jeffrey, can't come down with it, and that should do it. The Saints are going to take over on offense. Calvin Jeffrey was open initially, but Munoz unable to connect with him, and that should do it. The Saints get the ball back, 21-12, a $1:42 to go, and credit to the St. Andrews Saints. That is a gutsy effort today. They've played extremely well. Listen, you hold the UCC Blues to 12 points, you've done something right.
Yeah, and we talked about their scoring. You know what, 21 points? I'd say against a tough team like the Blues, that's a good score. The offense didn't start off the best, but they definitely found their groove a little bit later in the game.
This is obviously a situation where you're going to run the ball with Simmons or with yourself, as the quarterback, Dylan. Oh, boy, Tabone calls his own number. That's dangerous. I mean, we know Tabone can run, but the last thing the Saints need is for any sort of injury to Tabone. He is he's their guy under center.
Now, your coach girl on the sidelines, and there's a minute 30 left in the game, and you see your quarterback take the option, run right towards you, and leap over a player for the first down. Are you thinking, wow, what a great player? Are you thinking, oh, my gosh?
I'm thinking, please, God, don't get hurt. Yeah. All right, so Tabone, I'm assuming he's going to hand off here. That would be my call. And he does. And he hands it off to a guy who's had quite the game, Ian Mcclain. And does Ian Mcclain get the first down? Because that would be fitting if Ian Mcclain was the one that he does. Ian Mcclain, he's just been Mr. Everything for the Saints today on offense. He gets the first down, and now a minute to go. The Saints have the ball up by 2 scores, and looks like they're going to send their fans home happy here at St. Andrews.
Yeah, Mcclain is a player who knows his job and executes it pretty good. He dragged a couple players there. He knew he needed the first down to secure the game for the team, and here we are with a minute left, and the Saints have the ball.
Well, the Saints now got to run a couple more plays, and they do with Simmons on the ground. Simmons is going to be tackled for no gain, but Simmons knows here, you just hold on to the ball, don't turn it over, and run a few more plays and get out of here with a win.
Yeah, we've seen the UCC Blues all game going for that strip, and that's something that they're probably doing right now, especially with the run. They want to wrap up the legs and then have another guy in coming on top, look for the ball. But there, Simmons knows his job too, and that's to hold on to that ball and power it up the middle, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, Simmons did the right thing there, right? He just held on to the ball despite the fact that 5 guys were trying to get it from him. So it doesn't make it easy. The Saints is going to run a couple more plays here. 35 seconds left. We're getting pretty close to victory formation for St. Andrews, and looks like that's what they want to do here, actually, is just snap the ball 2 more times and get your victory here on homecoming. That is what happens, is Tabone takes the knee, 1 more play to go, and hey, what do you know, Sean? We got a Saints victory here, homecoming against the UCC Blues. That's pretty sweet for St. Andrews.
Yeah, what a treat. You know, lots of parents, alumni in the area. We had a reunion here at St. Andrews last night. There's, you know, it's homecoming weekend, okay? So this is huge for the Saints, especially against UCC. And what a treat for the fans. The weather's great. Lots of families here, and just a great day for Saints football.
Well, congratulations to the St. Andrews Saints. 21-12. They beat the UCC Blues on homecoming. Great win for the Saints.
Your final today.
You know, you got to really give both teams credit. They left it on the field, Sean. They gave it everything they had. And right now, the Saints improved to 4-0, and they've beaten all the top teams in the CIS AA.
Yeah, they're making their impact, and they're making their team felt early on in the season, and I'm sure they're looking forward to a potential future matchup, whether it's in the playoffs or in the CIS AA finals.
Well, Sean Millette, it's been a pleasure working with you. For Sean, this is Eric Cohen. The Saints 21-12 victory on homecoming at St. Andrews. We'll see you soon as the Saints improve to 4-0.